up to you. I was going to, but you
Go
just
ahead.
talked me out. But no, it's fine. No, it's
Come
fine.
on.
No, it's good.
All together now.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Don't ask me questions 3 seconds before we go on.
Welcome in, Ben and Woods 97.3, The Fan. The guttural scream. I thought I had amended it to just series wins.
You had, but then last night felt just so spectacular.
Yeah.
With the crowd and the atmosphere, and then the game. It felt like a guttural scream game. So go ahead.
I did
Do what feels right to you.
I did it, and then we got it out of the way, and it's good. It's good. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is in as good a mood as we are in here. Feels so good. San Diego Padres with another. My God, just getting old. Another victory. Jeez, guys. Mix it up. Mix up the content a little bit. No, we'll keep it this way. I'll do it this way for another 100
I'll take
days.
reruns every single day.
Nothing wrong with reruns. Seinfeld's on. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, what is that? Season 1? Never mind.
Another Padres win. I'll
watch
take it again. I'll watch it again.
I'll watch it again every single night. Man, this team is sure fun to watch. We will talk about all of that. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning to Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor and earthquake aficionado. We will talk about that. I feel bad a little bit.
I didn't even realize until this morning.
That's what I feel bad about.
Online commentary.
I clued you in this morning.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're well. I mean, would you rather not know? Because I'm a rather not know kind of person.
I have gotten to the point that I don't think
care.
it changed my mood one iota
Good.
when you told me that I got dragged yesterday for doing my job
and doing a good job.
Yeah, I think so.
I might.
I think so.
We're gonna table this discussion because I want Paulie. I want Paulie to pull. You can pull the audio of all the players answering your question about the earthquakes. And then we'll read some of the choice nugs from the people in the comments. Now, again, people in comments are mean. They're mean. They live to be mean. There's something in it. The psychology behind it is this, in my opinion. Ben Higgins does TV and radio. I wish I could do TV and radio. Ben Higgins is in the clubhouse. He's got a microphone in the San Diego Padres, who I love, in the clubhouse, and he's talking to Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill. So F that guy. I'm going to take a little dig at him. Happens all the time. There's a guy that comes after me on a daily basis. And I started to realize this dude is an unhappy guy. He's just unhappy. And I have things that he wants that he doesn't have. And so he's an unhappy guy. I mess with him. I play with him a little bit. I know what he looks like. You know, if I saw him, I'd walk up and say, hey, I'm the guy that you've been talking to. Let me grab you a Coors Light on me and a hot dog, and let's go sit down and chop this up. I really would. And he knows who he is. He knows who he is. He comes at me pretty good. But I know it's because he's sad inside. He's hurt. And I think that's what happens to people. And I think there's some envy and jealousy. Like, you're in the Padres clubhouse talking to Jason Hayward. That guy wishes so badly he could be in there.
I mean, we're generally, happy people.
Yeah.
And we're somewhat high profile, at least in San Diego.
Yeah. Big fish in a little pond.
Yeah. But I think there's an instinct. People want to just take you down a peg or two.
They do.
And it's not even unhealthy necessarily. The last thing I want to get is a really big head. So, hey, keep with the comments, keep me grounded, and know that.
No, I'm grounded enough.
Are you grounded enough?
Leave me alone. Yeah, leave me alone. Please, I'm begging you. I'm good. I've had enough. Leave me alone at this point. But yeah, man, I saw it yesterday. I went, wait, what are they so mad? Now, I'm the first guy to make fun of Ben, but I go, what are they so mad about in this? Right? Like, what about these questions about the earthquake got them so
honestly,
crazed?
I kind of didn't love asking the questions.
Yeah, that's kind of an assignment.
We'll talk about it, but it was kind of my assignment. But let's go back a little bit since we're talking about the earthquake questions.
Yeah. Are we going to do more earthquake talk?
Well,
why can't you stop talking about the earthquake?
Don't we need to tell everybody where we were when the earthquake hit yesterday?
It was really wild. It was really wild. We after the show went in to the prod studio. That's lingo for production.
Thanks.
We go to the prod studio and we cut our promo, and Paulie had to stick around because he had to record.
Where we keep the cattle prods.
Yeah, the prods. Paulie had to stick around because he had to record a new client, David Shapiro, who we've had on the program many times. We got to meet
Attorney
David.
at law.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's such a cool dude. So we were chopping it up with him, talking, the legal world and all that. And he was coming in to cut some spots. So Paulie had to record his spots. How did he do, by the way?
Great.
Did he?
Yeah, he's
a pro, dude.
Yeah.
I love that guy. So I actually wish I got in trouble so I could hire him because he's such a cool guy. I would love him to represent me.
Yeah, none of us have worked with him in the past yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we've always known if
we need him,
comes down
that's
to
the
it,
guy I'm calling.
He's the first call.
100%. He's great. So Ben and I get in the elevator together. We're riding down and we're just kind of shooting the breeze. And all of a sudden we get down to 1.
Like 2, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. And it was like,
oh my God.
And I go, what is this thing is going to snap? Like the cable's going to snap. So it hits down and the elevator opens and we get off and we're like, that was wild. Something's wrong. We were in the freight elevator too.
Yeah. The door is like rattling. Like, I've never been in an elevator that seemed more flimsy.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us knew at the moment what was going on. And then as the doors open, our phones went off with the earthquake alert.
It was like the door opens, we step out, and it was like, boom. Ben goes, that was an earthquake. I go, what? And I looked at my phone. Yeah, the earthquake alert. So we walked outside, kind of looked around. And then the first thing you do is you go to Twitter and your whole feed is just earthquake, 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 earthquake. Oh my God, I felt that. Oh my God, I felt that. You were up here. Did you feel it?
Bro. So you guys, you had just left and I'm sitting there with David and we're getting ready to record and I'm telling him, all right, stay right here on the mic, position yourself here, just read it straight, blah, 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 giving him the instructions. And then all of a sudden kind of felt like a quick jolt. And then we had 3 computer monitors in that studio that are on those little arms or whatever. And the computer monitors just started shaking. And I go, whoa. And then it really started. The building started shaking. And then we were swaying back and forth. And from up here on the 6th floor, you could really, really feel the building swaying. And I was like, oh, we're going down. Okay, this is it. I said, hey, David, at least we're on the 6th floor. We're just going to ride this sucker all the way down.
Yeah. Ben and I were in the parking lot. I was like, should we go check on Paulie? He's probably fine. He's good. He's good. We loved you, Paulie. Yeah. Paulie, we loved you. Be careful up there. See you later. Save yourselves, right? So I started to think, what if Ben and I had gotten stuck? Because that's a common thing. Like you get stuck on elevators when they have some kind of manual override or something that will stop them.
Yeah, I thought it might shut down, but it didn't.
We timed it perfect.
Yeah, KBP 1313 in my feed said that would be my nightmare. I'm already uncomfortable in elevators. I feel physically ill thinking of your experience.
It was okay. I mean, it was a little bit scary, but I was really glad when the door opened and I started to think, man, I would not be a good person to be stuck in an elevator with. And you wouldn't either. God, just recounting golf shots and like the best rounds that you've ever had. And what would we do? I've got cough drops in my bag. I've got Zyn. We could have nicotine and eat cough drops. I have water. What do we do? We could huddle together for warmth. But I don't think we'd need it. I think
would the show survive if we had stuck roasted like all day in an elevator together? Would we be just done with each other?
No, I think we could figure it out. I think
we'd make it.
Great content. We call in the morning. Paulie just patches us through to the air. We're in the elevator still, waiting to get out. I would like it. It'd be a great bit. But I get really claustrophobic, like really claustrophobic. I can't. I wouldn't be able to have been in there for much longer. If we were in there for 30 minutes, I would have been crawling.
In the movies, there's always a roof door to climb out of.
You boost me up.
No, yeah.
Because you're bigger than me. You boost me up to the top. I peek my head out and look around. Ben, I'm going to go on this mission. I will come back for you. Stay here. Once you don't leave me in here, I will be back. I'm telling you, I'm not going to leave you behind. It was crazy. It was crazy. So I'm glad everybody's okay. But there were people posting pictures of stuff coming off the walls, and Hannah said it was pretty bad at our house, and they had to do the thing at the kids' school, where they, all right, we have an earthquake, and then they like run the drill and all that. So yeah, it's a little scary. But I thought about it too. People were tweeting in about, man, I could never live there. I'm like, I've been here 15 years. We had the one on Easter that scared me to death. That was my first one. I have not felt one since until yesterday. I've not felt one since. So it's pretty great here.
It was funny.
Pretty great.
I had a buddy, he texted our group chat, and he's international now, and he goes, "Hey, Paul, you guys okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're fine."
My mom too.
It wasn't that bad. We're fine. And then I got some friends on the East Coast. They don't know anything about earthquakes.
Of course.
And I was like, "Yeah, we had some rattling, a couple of things fell off some shelves, but no damage. Like everybody's good." And they're like, "Oh my God, how did you manage that? Are you okay?" And
Bro,
I'm like,
your building was swaying and
like,
you were
you
in
live
it.
in North Carolina, you deal with hurricanes,
like tornadoes.
Right.
I lived in Texas a lot of my life. The weather there is 50,000 times worse. And I mean 50,000. There's dust storms and wind storms and tornadoes. And, it's horrible. Horrible. The rain, the ice, the sleet, like it is horrific compared to here. So I can deal with a little bit of shake, rattle.
I like to play it up for the East Coast people who think it's so bad.
Yeah. So they don't move here.
Well, exactly. And also so they can kind of respect what we have to go through when really, I mean,
it's really not much.
Even the worst of earthquakes only last usually a few seconds.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't, I mean, knock on wood, let's not tempt fate here because we've killed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was in the Northridge quake in Los Angeles, and that was really gnarly. So, I mean, it definitely can be bad, but I think it's always the anticipation for an event that's actually almost worse than the event. And there's never any anticipation for an earthquake. A tornado, for
oh God,
days,
we're in our cellar.
You got the sirens going. You're waiting it out in your cellar. That's the hard part. It's the waiting and wondering: is it going to hit? Is the hurricane going to hit? Is there going to be flooding? What's coming? And there's never any of that with an earthquake because they are always unpredictable and they just happen when they happen, and then you deal with it. And sometimes they're bad and there's damage and destruction. Unfortunately, this one. No injuries reported, which is good. But then you just deal with it like you deal with everything. But there's none of that agonizing wait and anticipation for what it's going to do to you.
It's not one of those things where you're like, we may die tonight. If this tornado touches down, we may die. Like our family may not be here anymore. Our home may be gone. Now, that very well could happen with an earthquake. But I feel like it's going to be relatively quick. You know what I mean? Like you got to know, all right, now
this new alert system, which probably for a lot of people worked for the first time ever. I talked to people who actually got it on their phone and then
I never got
3 or 4 seconds later, they felt it. That's a terrifying 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's true.
Now once the alert comes.
So I saw what the alert looked like. I don't know why my iPhone didn't get one.
I got one.
It also, I think the alert itself probably could have panicked people. It seemed a little too much panicky, like brace yourself, get under cover. Like
I thought it said stop, drop, and roll.
It did.
It
said stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you're on fire.
Right. Stop, drop, and roll.
You're not gonna
where am I rolling to?
You're not going to burst. It didn't say. It said stop, drop, and cover or something. But it's stop, drop, and roll is when you're on fire.
Well, this show is on fire right now. Ben and Woods. We will be talking Padres baseball. Ben will be setting the menu next. But I did want to address that I am alive and well, and let everybody know that I am okay. I am still with you. This is my actual voice. You're seeing me on YouTube. I was really moved and touched yesterday when I did see that the San Diego Seals. I did mention yesterday that I will be hanging them up from doing PA for the Seals. I've been there since the day they started. And it's just for me. I got a lot of people asking, why? Did they fire you? I'm like, no, they didn't fire me. I let them know a couple weeks ago. That last game on this coming Friday, the 18th, is going to be my last game. My weekends they've always been precious, but they're getting more so. Like I can't be missing Bo's football games and Little League and things like that. Those are the things that are really important to me. Not that the Seals aren't. But I'm to the point now where, the time away from my family is just the worst, and so they sent out a really, really sweet graphic.
Yeah.
Even though I did look like I died.
Well, I mean, they put it in black and white.
Yeah.
And
I probably prefer it.
That's usually the sign
of a dead man.
That someone died.
Yeah.
If it had been in color, I think maybe they wouldn't have thought you were dead.
I love that picture, actually.
Because it was in black and white. Almost looks like you're smoking. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. You're not holding a cigarette, but
listen, I don't have a lot of good pictures. You guys know this. Now, they couldn't use the picture of me in the tux from this week, and they wanted to use one at a game. That's me at a game. But yeah, it does look like I died. But I loved it. I was so touched, and I got a call immediately when it came out from Steve Govett, who we've had on the show many, many times. Was the former CEO of was the former CEO of the Seals, and he thanked me for all the work I did, and it was really cool. It was a special day, and I did find myself. I got so many nice comments about it, so I was really touched by that. And Friday I will be emotional. I'm an emotional person, and it's gonna be tough, dude. I really loved it. I loved it so much. Had so much fun doing it, but it's time. So you just got to know. Time to hang them up.
I think this is great because you're now guaranteeing some sort of surprisingly long playoff run.
Correct.
For the Seals. So you think you're done, and then you're going to have another game, and another game, and another game as they go forward in the playoffs probably in the future.
You got to get there.
You got to get there. They got to win. They got to win this Friday, right?
It would be not great if they lost my last game. I would love to see them get a win, but I don't know how it's going to shake out. I just know that I've had a great time doing it, and I love those players, man. I love those players. I love the organization.
All right, well, Benny, when we get the black and white photo and the thank you for everything you did for us, there's only one thing we can do.
All right.
That's right.
And I really hope we can see more.
I'm still alive.
Unity and more peace.
I lived.
When already things
right
are
here.
so difficult.
I'm sitting here.
So, shout out to his father.
I'm right here. If you guys want me to go home and play dead, I can.
Monty Python skit now. I'm
not
dead yet. All right, we'll set the menu and an early giveaway for the program in our next segment for the early risers among the tier ones. We got tickets to the Warren Haynes Band coming to Humphreys. All coming up next. We'll get our first check of traffic and off and running on a Tuesday with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with a...
You can tune into the Manager's Report with Mike Schilt this Friday at 9 a.m. here on Ben & Woods. The Manager's Report is refreshed by Eco Water SoCal. Try alkaline water for just $9.95 a month. Eco Water SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. You know what the coolest thing I saw yesterday was? I shared the video. Did either of you see the elephants at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park?
I did.
AKA the Wild Animal Park. When the earthquake struck,
They
really
all crazy.
They called it an alert circle. They all gathered together. They put the baby elephants like in the middle, and they all gather in this circle, like looking outwards to protect the family, the herd of elephants. And they think maybe there's a stampeding herd of wildebeests or something coming because they feel the rumbling and they want to make sure that everyone's safe. And it's just like this cool instinctual behavior that they have to protect their own. And I thought we should all have our own alert circles. That was very cool yesterday.
We ran, me and you, and left Paulie.
We did.
We did not come back and put our baby elephant.
I needed a circle.
We didn't put our baby elephant in the middle, like not even a little bit. We were like, good luck, baby elephant. Have fun. See you later. We're out of here.
Well, he had a lawyer to take care.
That's true.
The studio, he was well protected.
He was well protected legally,
at least.
Yeah.
You know, but they just all gather around and they look around and like try to find what's going on, and then they turn around in a circle and face out, and they call it their alert circle, and it's just the instinctual
That's so rad
behavior that they do. I thought that was really
sweet little elephants.
really interesting yesterday.
Oh, that's it. But they go like butt to butt,
yeah.
And they put the little ones in the middle.
I know. So that was the coolest thing I saw, earthquake related, yesterday. The other coolest thing I saw was that game last night. Man, I mean, Padres fans, you absolutely brought it. Over 47,000 fans, and I get it. It's a cool giveaway.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Like the Aloha shirt, but it's not that cool.
It's, dude, exactly. They're not giving away like Acuras or something. Like I saw people like, oh, this giveaway. I'm like, all right, I'll give you 20,000 people. Like, they're like, all right, I'll go for this Aloha shirt. By the way.
I thought the same thing, but I was watching in the 7th. It's not like everybody just showed up, grabbed their giveaway, and left.
100%, dude. People are
7th, 8th inning. That place was jamming.
People are so into this, man.
I mean, during the late rallies, that place felt it sounded like a playoff game in October.
Yes. When Hannah and Bo went to it was the Merrill bobblehead giveaway. It was also on a Monday night. She texted me, she goes, this is insane. This reminds me of the Dodger playoff game that we came to last year, the one that Michael King pitched. We won by 1 run. That almost killed me. It took 3 years off my life. She said, the atmosphere here is bat-ass crazy. And I said, that's what I love. We've been saying it before. And if you're an owner on another team, you have to be looking here and saying, if I build it, they will come. If I build a team like that, you're going to have to spend some money. And you're going to have to make some tough decisions. But if I build it, people will come. And you look around the league right now, you're not seeing anything like this. I mean, you're just not. You're not in a market like of our size. You got a good young team in Kansas City. You're not seeing this in Kansas City. They got good young teams in a lot of places. You're not seeing this. This town is rabid for Padres baseball. Rabid.
Yeah, I don't know that I 100% agree with you, because there are places with good teams and exciting teams that don't see the kind of attendance.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's exactly
so
what I'm
you
saying.
do agree with that. All right. It's something special here about San Diego.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay. I'm saying if you're another owner, you're looking here going, well, we got a good young team. Why aren't we getting 47,000? It's not.
But if you're like the Pirates and go, hey, if we started spending $200 million on payroll, would we be packing that place every night?
I think it's not going to happen overnight, right? But you're telling me the Pittsburgh Pirates don't have a core that they can build around, like Paul Skeens is Fernando Tatis Jr.
They do, but would they ever make up that money? Would they ever get the attendance
Paul Skeens
at the level that the Padres have gotten?
I think they can.
What else have the Padres done right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know that they can. I think there might be something unique here in San Diego.
Well, okay, yeah, I think we're arguing two different points. I absolutely think that other markets can build what we have. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And it's certainly not going to happen the way that they're currently trying to do it.
Bro, it didn't happen overnight over here.
It did not happen overnight.
You can really go back and it started with Will Myers.
Right.
It was the biggest contract the team had ever signed. What was it, $60 million or whatever? Then Hosmer, then Manny, then Tatis. It was a slow building process over 5, 6, 7 years.
This is the culmination of a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
That Peter Seidler and Ron Fowler with AJ Preller put together.
You have to start somewhere. And I think that some of these teams that I mentioned, you look at it and go, all right, we have some pieces here. Let's get this thing going. You can't just sit back and be like, why doesn't anybody come to our games? Well, I mean, what are you doing to make people want to come to games like the Padres are doing?
But if the Pirates did that, even so, with the Steelers in town, with the Penguins in town, will they ever be able to draw enough interest and eyeballs away to ever justify that kind of payroll? In San Diego, they have done it. And maybe it was partly because the Chargers left, the timing of it all, that people were rabid for something good to rally around, and they have.
Well,
and now it's created this community that feeds on itself.
Again, look at SDFC. right? Look at SDFC, what they've been able to do in 6 short weeks, essentially. Like, what a great sports town if given the opportunity and given the right in launching a right way or building a right way. And again, we haven't won anything here. They remind us of that all the time. They remind us all the time that we have not won anything. Our trophy, saw all the funny jokes yesterday after the earthquake. Padres trophy case, hope it's okay. We saw it. We see it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. They're on the right path. And 47,000 people on a Monday night is no joke. That is no joke. And Bob Nutting and Dick Manfart and everybody else, they would kill for that. They would kill for it. So whatever they're doing, it's right. And I think it's a mixture of marketing. I think it's a mixture of the badass players we have and the brand of baseball that we're playing. How do you miss a Padres game if you got tickets right now?
Well, we'll have our Padres wrap-up of the win, the come-from-behind win over the Cubs yesterday. Get into that in our next segment. It's also an Incorporator Tuesday. The voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, will join us at 8:35. We've got our regular segments. Don't Do This, Take on Woods, and the Reindl Report. But right now, I promised I want to give away our early tickets for the Warren Haynes Band coming to Humphreys Concerts by the Bay on May 14th. Fifth caller right now is going to win the tickets, 833-288-0973. And one winner this week will also claim the grand prize, which is the Warren Haynes Band Premium Fan Package, including access to the pre-show sound check. Tickets and premium fan packages are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. So call in now. Paulie will get your call during the break, and we will get to the highlights of yesterday's win. Really, really fun one at Petco Park against the Chicago Cubs. Coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. All right, first, we're going to tell you about
Trust and Will.
Thank you, Woodsy.
I am Woodsy. Trust and Will. Go to trustandwill.com. If you have not set up a trust and will or a trust or will, go get that done today. If you've got a family, want to make sure that everything's dialed in for them when you meet your untimely demise.
They are different things. A will
yes.
is a document in which you can set aside, bequeath items to your loved ones.
Such a great word.
Bequeath.
I bequeath you this.
A trust is actually somewhere where you can hold your assets and really help you navigate the probate process.
Yes.
Because if you die without a trust, the state is going to come in. There's going to be a long, lengthy probate process to decide what happens to all your, big assets, house, 401ks, things like that. But you can put it all in a trust, and it gives your family much quicker access to all those funds if something should happen to you.
One of the things I was so nervous about setting up a trust or a will was I'm going to have to go sit in this guy's office for like 17 hours and hammer this out. This thing took 20 minutes online. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the discount code FAN, F-A-N. When you check out, you'll get 20% off and free shipping of your estate documents. So again, trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN when you check out.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
To you by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates they want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. So I went down to the Padres clubhouse before the game, and I saw a new face in there. Connor Joe.
Yeah, buddy.
Who's back with the team.
Joe.
First time since spring training. Got called up after Brandon Lockridge unfortunately was placed on the injured list with a left hamstring strain. That's two center fielders down with hamstring strains in a matter of 3 or 4 days, and leaves the Padres pretty thin there in the outfield. Connor Joe is not really a center fielder. He's played there a couple of times at AAA because Forrest Wall got hurt, and they were looking, they put Eggie out there as well. But Mike Schilt said he doesn't anticipate seeing Connor Joe out there. It's pretty much the Tyler Wade and maybe Jason Hayward show until Jackson Merrill or Brandon Lockridge returns.
Can't be.
That's what he said.
Can't be.
That's what he said.
It can't be.
But that's what he said.
But it can't be. I'm telling you right now that's not. It can't be.
What other options would you have?
That's correct.
Literally Connor Joe. That's your other option.
Connor Joe is not a center fielder, though.
Neither is Tyler Wade. Neither is Jason Hayward. And they're both lefties. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you put Connor Joe out there? You saw Tyler Wade last night. Struck out on two pitches.
Offensively, yes. Defensively, he looks fine. He just struck out on 2 pitches. It's hard to do, but it's possible now.
That could go down as one of the worst AVs I've ever seen in my entire life.
Maybe in history.
Middle of the rally.
That's tough, dude. It's just like
1 out, bases loaded, tie game.
Bro.
Saw 2 pitches and
Listen,
struck out.
It's not like, again, it's not like Tyler Wade is Brandon Lockridge level of patrolling center field. He's fine out there. I think Connor Joe will also be fine out there. All of your options are literally fine out there. That's how you would describe all of them. How is he out there? He's fine out there. So why wouldn't you throw him in against Imanaga today? You're going to throw Tyler Wade up there against Shota Imanaga? Of course, he'll get 3 hits now that I said it. But
keep talking about other guys. Too.
Why'd you get him? Why'd you bring him up if he's not going to platoon in center?
I'm only sharing what Mike Schilt said, and that was he envisions Connor playing left field, first base, and DH only.
Wow. Okay.
And not center field.
All right.
So, again.
What do I know? I know nothing. I'm just telling you.
It's the Tyler Wade show out there.
All right. Do what you want. It's working. Whatever you're doing is working. There's a guy hasn't really pushed a wrong button yet.
You might think I'm nuts.
No, I don't think you're nuts. I think you know what you're doing. But I don't. He hasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Make me understand it. Can Connor Joe play center field?
Not well is what I think the internal feeling is that Connor Joe's defense in spring training, even in the corners, was a bit shaky.
Okay.
And they feel like they're giving up too much defensively in center field by putting him out there.
Okay.
That would be my impression.
What about left field?
He can play left field.
You can go. You can go Oscar too in left.
You could.
But
they don't want to put Oscar in center either.
What about Hayward in center?
They will maybe put Hayward
then do
in
that.
Center. That's possible.
Yeah. All right.
He hasn't done it much.
Again,
recently.
Look, it's like we said, the depth of this team was going to be tested, right? And it's being tested. Brandon Lockridge, fine guy off the bench, fine guy to spell you defensively. When he's going to get every day at bats for 2 weeks, it's tough. You have to do that, right? Now you got Kyler Wade getting everyday bats for 2 weeks. I mean, these are your prototypical bench players. Great to have. You need them. Like, love them both. Fantastic. But getting everyday ABs against tough lefties like Imanaga and Matt and Boyd tomorrow, that's a little bit. It doesn't make sense to me when you got righties on the bench that again can go out and do it. What do I know? I know nothing.
I did ask Jackson Merrill how the rehab was going. He said, "Quote, good." Yeah. That's as far as I really got in that conversation. So I don't know if that means he'll be back in the minimum 10 days or
somebody said Jackson back on Friday in the chat, but I have not seen that confirmed.
I mean, Jackson is eligible to be back on Friday.
Yeah.
Whether he's actually back on Friday always remains to be seen.
Yeah.
He said, quote, again, let me give you the quote. How's the rehab going, Jackson? Good.
Man, I'm not going down there to ask any questions ever. I'm too intimidated. I'm over it. Watching you get bodied in the comments, I'm good.
It's scary sometimes.
I'm fine. I just go in to say hi, and that's it. Not going to put me on camera. I don't need to be in those scrums. That's not what I'm here for.
What's the latest on you? Saw him in the clubhouse as well.
How's he doing?
Did not speak with him.
Okay.
Joe threw 3 times this week.
Good.
He said he felt like it went well. Very low intensity, but feels very comfortable and has no qualms about picking up a baseball again. That can be one of the toughest hurdles, actually, coming back from Tommy John surgery. Mentally, like trusting that your elbow is going to be okay when you pick up a ball for the first time in 6 months. But he felt like didn't have any trouble with that, and going to slowly then ramp it up over the next couple of months.
All right,
as he gets going.
Let's wrap this thing up.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Padres Wrap-Up coming up after Kelly's Traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Traffic is brought to you by MTS. Take the trolley to the game, running every 15 minutes or better. Not looking too bad on our roads at this time, guys. We're not showing any incidents, accidents, no surprises. A little backed up on the Coronado Bridge heading over to the island, but still manageable. Don't let traffic drag your day down, whether headed to the office or game day. Go the easy way with MTS. Trolleys run every 15 minutes or better throughout the day. Learn more and plan your trolley trip at sdmts.com. That's sdmts.com. And Kelly Danek with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station. 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Padres Wrap-Up,
brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep.
Ione deals, and Fernando hits it in the air to left field and deep. Pat turns around to watch this one. Gonna go! On the breaking ball, and Fernando put it in the left field stands. His 5th home run of the season, and the Padres take a 1-0 lead. As Bush sends one in the air high and deep to right field, Fernando is back at the wall, looking up, gonna go. 2-run homer, Michael Bush. His 3rd straight game with a home run, and the Cubs hop in front 2-1 as the Padres' scoreless innings streak comes to a close at 37. Here's the 0-1, swings, hits it in the air on a line down the right field side. Fernando not going to get there, kind of tried to swat it down in front of the Petco porch, but couldn't glove it. It'll be an RBI double for Pete Crow Armstrong, and the Cub lead is now 3-1. 1-1. The pitch. Hayward reaches for it, lines it up the middle, off the glove of the diving Swanson, trickles out into shallow center field. Sheets will score, and this game is tied. Sheets swings, lines it into right field. That's a base hit. Arise has scored. Machado is on his way. The throw from Tucker, not in time. A 2-run single for Gavin Sheets. And the Padre lead is 6-3. 1-2. Tatis swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. Haps going back. He's at the wall, looking up. It's going to go! Second of the night for Fernando. A 2-run homer here in the 8th. And it's 8-4. 3-2 to Arise. Hit in the air, deep down the right field line. Tucker going back towards the Petco porch. At the wall, looking up. Gonna go! Back to back. second of the year for Luis Arise. His third hit of the night, and it is 9-4. Wandy is set and ready to first pitch. Swanson taps it to the left of the mound. Machado charges, has it, gets rid of it. The throw to first is in time, and the ball game is over. Big time comeback tonight against the Cubs as the Padres, who trail 3-1, win it 10-4, and they become only the 6th team ever to begin 11-0 at home. Perfect at Petco Park.
Every night they bring it. They're hungry. Like I say, the preparation has been really good. The execution has been equal. Everybody's on board, not giving anything away in competition, and ready to take everything.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it a lot.
I like it too.
I like it so much. It's so fun.
Fernando Tatis Jr. playing like a MVP so
100%.
far this season. In fact, the 2 home runs yesterday puts him in a tie for the league lead in home runs with 6. It's an interesting list here. You've got Fernando Tatis Jr., Tyler Soderstrom, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Tommy Edman, Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, and Wilmer Flores are all tied with 6 home runs for the most in baseball. And then you go down to 5 and you find guys like Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker at 5 home runs. But, what a great start for Fernando. Now 4 home runs in 4 days.
Yeah, not too shabby after the entire universe was speculating on his shoulder and is it going to pop back in and is he going to be healthy and all that. Oh, my God, here we go. The guy's on fire. Played great defense over the weekend as well. Just really doing it all, Benny. This team is pretty remarkable. And every night you look at it and you go, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be tonight? Who's going to spark something for the San Diego Padres? Who's going to pick us up after a Manny error or a Dylan Cease, losing the zone a little bit? Who's gonna pick us up? And every night it's a different character, but it's the same cast of characters. I thought Jason Hayward's RBI single up the middle. I thought that was just beautiful. I'm so happy for him. The guys are just, I'm running out of like tropes for them. Oh, they're pulling on the same rope. Oh, they're all on the same page. Like, that's exactly what it is.
Firing on all cylinders.
They're firing on all cylinders. Like, it's next man up, Schilt's running out of stuff. Schilte's running out of stuff to say about him. But yeah, great comeback last night, picking up the starting pitcher who wasn't bad. Dylan Cease wasn't bad by any stretch. He has shown in spurts and flashes the ability to be, the top of the rotation type guy.
He spoiled us. He pitched fine.
Absolutely.
But not what we're used to seeing out of Dylan.
He had 1 bad inning.
Yeah.
One bad inning. The rest of the outing was pretty darn decent. By
Velo
Dylan
was
Cease.
good. Velo was good. Ball was spinning really nice, almost too well at times. But these guys just...
I try, because I saw some people complaining about Dylan Cease, and I try to take your offense out of the equation. I always think about if the Padres had scored 7 runs in the first 4 innings, you'd be like, all right, gave up a home run, 2-run shot, 3 runs in 5 2/3.
Yeah, and one of those is on Manny.
That's not bad. That's a decent outing. But when you're down 3-1, everyone goes, oh no, it's a rough outing for Dylan Cease. Well, it's always contingent on what your offense is doing as well, kind of how you think of your pitcher's outing.
And again, man, look at Gavin Sheets, dude, coming up in that spot. For some ungodly reason, you throw that guy a fastball, and he's like, "Oh, I recognize this one." Bam, right over the second baseman's head, right into the gap. Just incredible.
I really thought he was going to take us back to Slam Diego yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was. I didn't think Tyler Wade would, but I did have the feeling about Gavin Sheets doing it. But man, it just every single night.
He never got the chance because that 2-run single made it 6-3. But he came up to the plate. It was 3-3 with the bases loaded. Yeah. And I firmly believe, and I tweeted it last night that the Padres fans caused the 4th run of the game by chanting and just being loud and making things uncomfortable for the Chicago Cubs. It is different than playing at Wrigley Field in 42-degree weather last week. They were in loud downtown San Diego, and when that crowd started getting fired up, it looked like the Cubs got rattled. Pitcher, catcher, things started snowballing in that inning. Balls off gloves, and I thought the 47,000 plus got in the Cubs' heads a little bit in that game yesterday. So I wanted to give a lot of credit to the Padres fans for the energy that they brought to that game. I think you helped lift your team to victory, you, the Padres fans, and were directly responsible for that one run that scored on the pass ball when I thought the Cubs pitcher and catcher were a little bit rattled out there.
Jared says Tyler Wade going 4 for 4 with 3 homers after Woods talk smack. Yeah, you're probably right. It's not smack. I love T-Way. I told you, if I could pick a guy on the team to be best buddies with, Tyler Wade would be the guy. He's one of the coolest baseball players I've ever met in my life. I don't know that he needs to be playing every day going up against tough lefties like Shota Imanaga and Matthew Boyd. That's all I'm saying. And when you have right-handed options available, is his defense that much better is kind of my point. So we'll see. We'll see what Schulte wants to do. And again, really hard to question anything that the skipper is doing right now because at the end of the day, this game is about wins and how many of those can you stack. And the Padres are stacking them every single day right now. So I'd love to keep that train rolling tonight.
Padres will continue their series tonight. Tough matchup. Shota Imanaga against Randy Vasquez at 6:40 tonight. But hey, they're going for a 6th straight win, a 12th straight win at home to open the season. They're approaching all-time record best. I think it was 14.
Yeah, is that right?
Looking for. They're getting a little close to it. So we'll talk about that and more coming up in hour number 2 of Ben and Woods. Don't go away, Padres fans. You're listening to 97.3 The Fan. Fernando Tatis Jr. was the man of the moment last night with a 2-home-run game as the Padres beat the Cubs 10-4. And our Linsider, Dennis Lin from The Athletic, updating with comments from last night, including a little interesting tidbit. Not surprising, but he said that Fernando Tatis Jr. has stated that he intends for the first time to compete for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic coming up next year in 2026. Now, if you remember, the last time the World Baseball Classic was held in 2023, Tatis was rendered ineligible because he was still on his PED suspension from 2022 that stretched into the 2023 start of the season. And if you're on a suspension, you're not eligible for the WBC. And then before that, he was too young. I mean, he was still coming up into the league at that point and was not considered, I think, for the team his first time around. So this will be his first time ever competing in the World Baseball Classic coming up next spring for his native Dominican Republic.
Good for him. That's going to be awesome. We're seeing some lineups or some potential, people speculating what some of the teams are going to look like. And I mean, the WBC is awesome. I mean, it comes with its own, it's fraught with peril, right? You're sick to your stomach. You've seen guys go out. We saw what happened to Diaz for the Mets, celebrating, blew out his knee. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely panic inducing. But it's also, both things can be true. It's also really cool that these guys take it massively serious. Like, they're so serious about it and they want to compete for their country. So I think it's great. I'm happy for him, and I know it'll mean the world to him.
Who else would you think is going to compete from the Padres? Manny?
So I think
Manny, the Dominican.
I think Luis Ariz will definitely be in it, and he would play for Venezuela, I believe. And then Jackson Merrill potentially for Team USA.
Yeah,
I did see.
I would think Yu Darvish would be invited to pitch again for Team Japan.
Somebody had left Merrill off his speculatory lineup, and people are like, "Hey, man, Jackson Merrill exists." I mean, he's a great representation. And especially with another year under his belt, I think he'd be a great pick for Team USA. That'd be sick. But they had him and Corbin Carroll and kind of left out on this one. I was like, I don't think so. No, it was Corbin Carroll made it and Jackson Merrill didn't. So we'll see. It's gonna be really cool. I mean, you talk about the rotations. They were just going through the rotations of all the teams, and I mean, Team USA looks pretty formidable right now. I can find it and I'll read it.
We mentioned yesterday they've already named Aaron Judge as team captain for Team USA.
That's right.
So it's going to be the Judge squad next year.
Yeah,
and it'll be dramatic. Woods is just mad that they're not coming to Petco Park or even to the West Coast at all.
Where are they
any
playing?
Of the games? Houston and Miami are where the American host sites are, with of course some of the games in Asia and the preliminary rounds as well. But once they get to the United States for the semifinals and the finals, it's Houston and Miami. So,
I mean, it is a literal sin to not have games here. You're going to find a better environment than this. Houston, really, over here. Okay. Houston.
Indoor, just because it's early in the year. Maybe. And outdoors can be even
pretty nice here. Pretty nice here.
Can be a little dicey sometimes in March.
I remember one pretty significant WBC moment that happened here in San Diego.
Yeah, pretty great, pretty cool experience. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of a good place to go. But no, I expect probably 4 or 5 Padres to be competing in that. Maybe even more. You think about guys like Jeremiah Estrada. Think about there. I mean, there's so many guys. Robert Suarez. I mean, we could be losing.
Yeah, the bullpen. Jason Adam.
9 guys.
You could definitely be considering a number of the guys that are in there as well. Yuki Matsui could be a bullpen guy for Team Japan. As well. So, you're probably going to have a disruptive spring training again next year.
Yeah, it's going to be
after one normal spring training.
Yeah.
And look how well the Padres are playing after one normal spring training in the last 6. And they're off to a 14-3 start this year.
It really does. I mean, look, again, as I said, it's fraught with peril. But once those games start, it's pretty badass. It's a pretty badass tournament that they do.
The interesting part, though, is that you'd think that Mike Schilt, elite adjuster, would be someone who handles a If everyone has to adjust to spring training,
he'll be fine with it.
Trust Mike Schilt to be the elite adjusters, as the pod he always says the Padres need to be. Well, they will elite adjust it and figure it out for next year, whatever they have to do during spring training.
Yeah, it's not great. It's definitely not great for us. It's definitely not great for fans that go out there. But these guys really love playing for their country. I mean, you can't take that away from them. It's a pretty badass event. I'm in. I can't wait.
All right, so that's still far into the future, but Padres in the here and now are 14-3, and I want to ask the question, and we can continue to discuss this, throughout the show, bottom of the hour, but I'll bring it up now. Long way to go. We don't know where the Padres are going to finish, and we were mostly optimistic. I mean, Woods does his,
plays it
down a little bit in the spring, but I thought they could be a 90-win team. We had a lot of predictions before the season, mid 80s, anywhere, challenging for a wild card. What did we miss? None of us saw this coming to start the season. What exactly did we miss about the San Diego Padres that we, people who cover the team about as extensively as anybody out there, didn't even throw out the possibility that Padres would look like one of the best teams in baseball through 3 weeks of the season, number one in some power rankings yesterday. And again, those are snapshots of where you are. It doesn't really matter, but it does tell you that the Padres have played extremely, extremely well for the first 3 weeks of the season. So what did we miss? Why did not some of us say, no, I really think this team is going to be one of the best teams in baseball, bar none, bar not even the Dodgers. They will be competing, at least for a while, with every single team in baseball. What did we miss?
I'll tell you what I missed, and it's something that I never, ever believed in until now. And I've said it probably a billion times on this show. There is really no momentum season to season, guys. There's just not. Once the season ends, the season's over, and there's a new season. BS.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were saying that. I was like, really?
No.
You feel that?
I mean, I have my whole life. I have felt, hey, once that last game is over, those 24 scoreless innings are over, you guys pack your stuff and you head home. We'll see you at spring training. It's a new team. There's new faces. Yes, you brought back the same coaches. Yes, you brought back the same culture. But you're not guaranteed to ride the wave of last year. My ass, that's exactly what these guys are doing.
Does the start to this season not feel – a game like last night is a perfect example, the comeback. Does that not feel like most games in the second half of last season?
It just feels like we took a 3-month – it feels like we took a 3-month break, a sabbatical, and just kept playing the 2024 season again. And my whole life, we've had that discussion many times on Ben and Woods about guys, it doesn't exist. Like, oh, you had a great year last year, you're guaranteed to have another good year. No, it happens all the time.
You'll see it like we just had March Madness. You'll see it. This team hasn't beaten consecutive ranked teams in back-to-back games since 2014. You're like, that was 12 years ago. Like, these are completely new players. Those guys all have kids now. Like, they're not playing. Like, it's not the same. You can't compare a team now to 5 years ago. It has no impact on trends now or anything like that. But this team, this Padres team, absolutely feels like last year.
That's what I missed. I missed that entirely. Couldn't be happier to be more wrong about it. We did preach the continuity and how important it was. But
we did.
But
we talked about that.
But continuity and momentum are two totally different things. I can bring back the exact same team, man, the exact same team. I can even improve in some areas. And in this sport, you are guaranteed nothing. Nothing. There's nothing that is guaranteed. And the fact that they've been able to come out as hot as they are, I'm blown away. I really am. I am speechless. And I thought, man, the losses plus the additions, they're not adding up for me right now. We lost too much. And we didn't add enough to really get this thing done. And so far so good with these guys. But yeah, man, like losing a Jurickson Profar, losing a Higgy behind the dish, losing some of the guys they lost, losing a Tanner Scott. I'm like, everything's better. We're better.
Not necessarily. And I want to bring that up. Have they replaced Jurickson Profar? I mean, you look back at Jurickson Profar, especially early.
They have
year.
In the aggregate.
Have they? I mean, Jason Hayward's been okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But
the vibes guy,
they haven't gotten the production like they got out of Jurickson.
No, but they're getting more production from other people.
The catchers have been a little bit better than we thought, but none of them are doing what Higgy was doing last year, just swatting home runs left and right. And that came later in the season, obviously, when the Padres started playing well, but they didn't really replace that either. How exactly are they doing it from a numbers perspective? Okay, you've got the momentum, the vibe, the carryover, and that's true. Our friend Darnay tweeted last night, the Padres are now 57-22 in their last 79 regular season games.
It's unreal, man.
So clearly some carryover from last season to this season. But numbers-wise, what did we miss? Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing like an MVP. We all knew he could do that.
Yeah.
We talked about it during spring training. This could be a year in which Tatis really breaks out. He's healthy going into the spring. This is a year where he's going to have pretty big numbers. We knew Luis Arraez would get a bunch of hits. It's not like he's overperforming. He's hitting 282.
Right.
Doing what Luis Arraez does. Manny Machado, off to a good start. He's got a good OPS, but he only has one home run. He's not dominating, putting the team on his back by any extent of the imagination. Xander, fine, 288, but no home runs at all. You're not getting a ton of power from him. Jose Iglesias was a good pickup, but he's not dominating. Hayward. I mean, Gavin Sheets is the only one that I can really put my finger on that we didn't necessarily expect. At least going into spring training, you didn't expect Gavin Sheets would be a regular big contributor. And Gavin Sheets has been pretty big for this team, hitting 333, got an OPS over 900 now, and has come through in a lot of clutch situations. So, I mean, the Gavin Sheets factor is part of this for sure from the designated hitter position. But that's really the only place where they've outperformed my expectations,
I think,
to start the season.
Somebody just said it in the chat, too. They're hungry. They are, and they look hungry. They do. They look hungry. The good starts by some of these guys. How about the start that Randy Vasquez has had to his season, right? Did anybody expect that? No. Did anybody expect Nicky P to throw the two dominant games that he's thrown? You hoped. You really hoped. But the bullpen is just not a surprise, really.
Nicky P, huh?
But it's a surprise at how good they've been. I knew they'd be good. I did not know they would be this good. So, when asking what we missed a lot.
Yeah, I think that's it. We knew they'd be good.
Yeah.
Just maybe not quite this good.
Right. Hey, listen, and it's
it's not health. Prolific says it's health is the difference.
No, they've lost good players. No, they've lost Merrill. They've lost Crony. I mean, they're overcoming a lot of adversity right now. And again, I think the chemistry, the momentum from last year, the just kind of knowing they can do it, is a big, they knew they were the best team last year. They just didn't get the job done. And carrying that confidence into this season has been great, man.
All right, we got Don't Do This is coming up next. And Woods wants to put a little twist on something that he saw yesterday.
Well, this is one of the most polarizing topics on social media right now. And I'm 99% sure that's just a massive double standard.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, we'll get to that coming up next. We'll get a check of traffic and then DDT on the way with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I'm going to tell you about SDFatLoss.com. Spring is here. The weather is starting to get nice, San Diego, and it's going to be shorts and T-shirts and bathing suits come summer, and wouldn't you love to be at your best in June and July? And you can get there by following the simple program with SDFatLoss.com. You listen to your counselor, you follow the program that they set out for you. By eating real foods, you can lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. For me, I was 40 pounds in 60 days back in the summer of 2023, and I've kept all that weight off. For Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, they lost a combined 77 pounds. Tier 1s out there have shared their stories. We're into the thousands and thousands of pounds, San Diego, and that's just the Tier 1s who have gone with SDFatLoss.com. It's doctor developed. It's easy to follow. There's no drugs or injections, no exercise necessary, and they don't ask you to buy anything extra like prepackaged bars or shakes that I don't like anyway. Just eat real food, lose the weight, stick with it. You can even have a cheat day here or there. They'll get you right back on track. I did it. I recommend it so highly. If you're trying to lose weight, if you've tried it other ways, it hasn't worked, this is the way to go. Get a free consultation right now by going to sdfatloss.com. Find out how it can work for you as well at sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. This is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, I'll get us started. This is not anything criminal. Why are we in such a hurry nowadays to do everything? The Colorado Buffaloes already announced that they will be retiring the jerseys of Shedeur Sanders, number 2, and Travis Hunter, number 12.
Okay.
Not next season at a game, not bringing them back. I mean, usually there's like a waiting period, like to get in the Hall of Fame, there's a 5-year waiting period, just so you can get some perspective on someone's career before making that decision. No, the Buffalo, they're going to just do it at the spring scrimmage on Saturday.
I love it.
We're done. All right, we're good. I mean, they
counterpoint. Their time at Colorado is done.
Yeah.
Their legacy at Colorado as football players cannot be changed.
That's
They
true.
played their last game like 4 months ago. Let's just do it. Let's get
it over with.
Just throw the coach's kid right into the Colorado Hall of Fame
Even
and
if
retire
they're
his
both
number.
complete busts, have career-ending injuries or something like that early in their NFL careers, it doesn't change what they did at Colorado.
No doubt, no question. But what did they do at Colorado? Travis Hunter won a Heisman Trophy, 100%. Jersey retired. I did see people pushing back on Shedeur Sanders. I think his record was like 14-12.
Yeah.
At Colorado. If I'm Shedeur, I'm like, guys, I'm good. You don't need to retire my nut. It's a great on. Thank you for the call. But
I do see Paulie's point that it's
if you're going to do it in 4 years, what does it
just
matter?
do it now.
I mean, the sad thing would be is you wait and something happens to them and they don't get to enjoy it. For instance, the Colorado Buffaloes never retired the number of Rashaan Salam until after he passed away tragically. And then they did it the year after.
So maybe that's a lesson.
2017.
Maybe it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're smart. Maybe that's a do this. I'm not sure, but it just seems at the very least, just wait until like a game so you have like a full crowd in your stadium as opposed to just a spring scrimmage practice, and that's where you're going to do
that's
it.
Actually
seems a little odd.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah.
Do it at a big home game, homecoming or something. Retire their numbers. But the Shedeur one, I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, kind of helped bring you back to somewhat national prominence. But a lot of that was your dad,
right?
Wouldn't you feel weird about having a 14-12 record and then be like, hey, we're going to retire number 2 or whatever? What's his number? 15?
2.
He's 2.
Shedeur's 2.
And
21 for
21
for Hunter.
Yeah. I would be like, oh, that's a little
12 for Hunter. I'm sorry.
It's a little odd.
A
little bit. Just barely over 500 winning percentage. Like, okay, I'll take it, I guess. I'm in the Colorado Buffaloes Ring of Honor. Very minimal effort and accomplishments. This one sparked a lot of debate last night. There's a guy by the name of Wiley Ballard. He is a sports broadcaster with Braves Radio Network. Believe they are in Toronto, and he is up in the kind of sky deck bar area, and he's flanked by 2 attractive blondes, and he's standing there in the middle. He's got his Braves pullover on, and he's on the mic chopping it up with these ladies, and the radio guys are kind of leading him along, and listen to what happened.
What about you? Are you a Braves fan now?
Not quite.
Not quite. All right, I'm gonna go to work up here, guys. Good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, Wiley. You got 4 innings to get the numbers.
I'm on it.
Get us some more Braves fans.
All right, so they want me to get your number.
They want you to get my number.
I'm dead serious. They're saying to my ear right now. She didn't believe me because she thinks you guys are not. I'm making this up. Even if you guys weren't, I might use that in the future. That's actually a pretty good move.
This is unbelievable.
So the best part of this right now is that Wiley could totally be faking it. This might be the new move. You just walk around with a FanDuel microphone and an earpiece in and convince fans that they're actually on TV.
I should have thought of this years ago.
All right, so he gets one girl's number, right? So I watched it, and I think my initial reaction was like yours, and I go, oh, all right, whatever. And then I started seeing a lot of female sports reporters going, oh, interesting. What if I did this? I would be absolutely roasted, probably lose my job. And I go, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You probably would. Like the shaming that would have gone to a female reporter would have been through the roof. Like Alex, did we ring the bell yet? Yeah, I think it's that's a big double standard, is it not? My other thing was this. I can't cheer in the press box, but I can go on a hot mic and pick up women at a ball game, but I can't go, yeah, attaboy. But I can go out and pick up women in the
I don't know.
stand.
I don't know, Wiley. Sounds like he's like their scan on their radio broadcast where he kind of is their field or
TV, I think. I mean, he was
or
on
TV
camera
broadcast. So he's like their scan then.
Yeah.
He's like their scan, and he goes around and does interviews on the field and reports during the game.
Yeah,
he sounds kind of like me, a little awkward, maybe like with the ladies, and maybe they thought he just needed some help.
I mean, he bust out his phone and asked for her number.
Yeah, he wasn't that awkward.
But he was goaded into it.
He was goaded into it.
And I think that's different than...
But he's like, that's a pretty good move.
I should have done this years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, he was kind of on the spot on
they did put him on the spot.
They really did put him on the spot.
I did see those comments, though, where you're like women, female reporters, like, if I would have done this,
I'm out of a job.
I would have been out of a job, and I would never have gotten another job.
If he had just done the interview and then at the end, by the way, can I get your number? See if you're doing anything after the game.
Then he would
that would have been creepy and awkward. Then with the way the guys kind of made him do it, it was less creepy and not a little more funny.
Yeah. Then he went on Twitter and posted "I got a number, like how you like them apples" meme after. I don't know. It is. I think there is a double standard. I absolutely think there's a double standard there. Devin Caney, who we love, who works in Philadelphia, goes, "Hey, so if I did this, that's what she does, sideline type stuff. She does all kinds of stuff, and she is an attractive woman as well. If she does that, she's out of a gig. She's out of a gig. She goes, I'm out of a job. I hope this helps." But yeah, the broadcasters themselves were really kind of the creepy ones as well. Imagine Mud and Dunn doing that to Scan, right? Like you couldn't picture that. Wouldn't happen. I don't think. But I thought it was a double standard.
No, you're right. You're definitely
some more Braves fans.
All right, so they want me to get your number.
They want me to.
You definitely can get away with more on television than you can not on television.
How so?
I don't know. For some reason, you get more of a pass.
What have you gotten away with? Is what I want to know.
Nothing really.
What have you tried to
do?
I don't try to get away with anything. I should. Maybe.
Is that why you walk around with your Channel 10 mic in your back pocket all the time with the mic flag on it?
I got a new one.
Did you?
Yesterday, yeah, brand new one. Apparently, I've been running around with an old version. Well, so I've got my new model.
We could have put you in Don't Do This today. We didn't.
True, but we will get to that coming up. Finally, I will put. I got to do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
And I'm just reading about some of these stories. So Red Sox prospect Christian Campbell, who is a 22-year-old that is, in the big leagues for the first time. And the stories that are coming about this kid, he's so, just seems so genuine and wide-eyed, but a little unworldly, I guess, Woods. Like some of the stories have come out about, what they have on their hands here. And for instance, let's see, he grew up idolizing Fernando Tatis Jr., who's only 26, by the way. They say he had never even heard of Baltimore Orioles ready Charlie Morton, even though he's been around the league 18 seasons. Said, I'm pretty sure the famous basketball player who sticks his tongue out is LeBron James. He's just so young. He didn't realize that the Red Sox had their own airplane that they flew on. He was like completely amazed by that.
I love that.
He doesn't refer to his fellow Red Sox as his teammates. He just calls them, these are my friends.
My friends.
He always introduces himself to every fan, even though like they're wearing his jersey.
That's
like,
incredible.
Hi,
I'm
Christian Campbell.
Nice
I play for the Boston Red Sox. He's just very sincere, and genuine, and earnest, and wide-eyed in his first season in Major League Baseball.
Don't lose it, because then you turn into a bitter old cynic.
When they went on their first road trip, they went for an exhibition series. He had done spring training, and then they went to their first exhibition series, and they played in Monterey. And the first thing he did, they got to the hotel, and he asked Alex Cora, who's my roommate?
Who's my roommate? I saw that. Who's my roommate? Like, hey, buddy.
You're a big leaguer. You get your own. Yeah. You get your own room now.
Yeah, you get to sleep in your own bed like a big boy. You're a big boy now. That's so good.
He says, and I don't mind it. I'd still be a senior in college. I'm not. It's all right. But I don't understand how the world works. And he is a good player, and just seems like a really genuine earnest kid.
Maybe his friends should take him to Explicit in Peoria, Arizona. Show him a real good time. We have one of those as well.
Yeah.
We have our own little Christian Campbell here as well.
You mentioned Red Sox rookies, and I can't stop referencing the comeback on Netflix.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it
It's
yet,
so good.
watch
We do not get paid.
please.
This is not a sponsor,
Right.
by the way.
I swear to God, it's just one of the best things Netflix has ever made. It's up there with like The Last Dance.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And there were scenes where they had San Diego's own Marcelo Mayer in there talking with some of his guys, the young guys, prospects, trying to break in, trying to make it to this big league roster. And they're out having burgers or something one night. And they're like, God, dude, we're so close.
Yeah.
They're talking to each other like, we're right there, bro. We're in Boston right now.
Yeah.
How do we got to get there.
It's cool.
We got to get into that clubhouse.
It's so cool.
So awesome.
It's what it's all about. It's really cool.
And that's Don't and Do This for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll come back, take a look around the rest of baseball. The Dodgers did something that the Padres certainly would have never done against the Colorado Rockies yesterday. We'll get to that and more coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, well, listen up first. If you're waking up this morning, you're a little creaky like I was. I actually got a lot of pain in my my right knee, and I was going to text my buddy over at QC Kinetics, try to get in there this week and get a treatment because that's my first step. When my joints hurt, I go to QC Kinetics. That's just what I do now. And if you woke up this morning, you're not feeling great in your knees, your shoulder, your back, your hips, whatever it may be, you got to give them a call today. So again, a killer review about the process at QC Kinetics and how this guy was dying because he could not get out and surf every day because of his back. Went in, got the treatments at QC Kinetics. He's back in the water. I mean, that's really what life is all about, doing stuff that you love to do. If pain is holding you back, QC Kinetics can absolutely help you. So if you're curious if you'd be a candidate for their treatments, consultation is free. They got appointments in Torrey Hills and Hillcrest. Call today. Find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Now is the time to get started. Call QC Kinetics today at 619-614-PAIN. That's 619-614-PAIN. Again, QC Kinetics is their name, and they are at 619-614-PAIN. Let them know Woodsy from 97.3 The Fan sent you, please.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
I'm going to try not to get too defensive.
I don't think you should. I don't think you have anything to get defensive about.
Here we will discuss my pregame clubhouse line of questioning here in just a couple of minutes.
I'm honestly just going to say I couldn't believe the reaction.
I didn't even see it until you told me about it this morning. So I was Christian Campbell, blissfully unaware of what was going on.
Like a rube in the woods, right?
Bit. Yeah, a little bit. First, though, I just wanted to get you updated on the rest of Major League Baseball, including Dodgers. What are you doing allowing runs to the Colorado Rockies last night? 3 of them, in fact.
Crazy.
After Padres didn't allow a single run to the Rockies in a 3-game series. Dodgers did hold on to win the game, though, 5-3, getting home runs from Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani. Tanner Scott thwarted a final comeback with tying runs on base with a save in the 9th inning. So Dodgers win again. Giants win again. 4th time in 5 games. They beat the Phillies 10-4. And the Giants are even more so than the Padres, are kind of the surprise of the West so far.
Yeah, the Phillies also look like absolute crap right now. They're trying to get it figured out. A little different than last year when they started gangbusters. And we'll see how the course of the season plays out. But the teams that are off the fast starts, like our very own San Diego Padres, the Dodgers, the Giants, at some point you're going to fall back to earth a little bit. But stacking these wins early certainly helps. You want to get hot at the right time. Certainly, you don't want to. Almost said. You know what I almost said. You don't want to.
Peak early.
Peak. That's the phrase I was looking for.
There's time to. Get hot, get cold again, get hot, get cold again. It's
absolutely.
Such a long
year.
Season.
That's exactly
I'm not going to worry that the Padres are too hot, too early.
Right.
We've seen it before. It's a tale as old as time. Premature peaking in a baseball season. You don't want that.
Nobody wants to prematurely peak.
But
it would be embarrassing.
You're not going to worry about playing too well too early. It doesn't mean that you can't also play well in September and October.
The older you get, it's harder. The longer the season gets.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, also time is a factor.
The Mets
How long is it?
The Mets are playing well early. They beat the Twins 5-1. Juan Soto hit just his 2nd home run of the season after signing his big contract. And what you were telling me earlier, he's already getting the treatment to the back page of the New York Post.
Yeah. It's New York, dude. They put him on the New York Post, and he basically says Scuffling Soto admits.
Soto already.
Scuffling Soto admits it's not the same without, quote, best hitter in baseball behind him. Life's a pitch.
They're 11-5. They don't have too many reasons to complain.
It's New York. That's what they do. They're going to find a thread to pull on, and they did. And he's got Pete Alonso hitting behind him, who's been really, really good this season too. But yeah, again, you take something that Juan Soto says, is like, yeah, man, it's hard. I'm not getting the same pitch as I was with Judge hitting behind me. And then that is completely spun into Juan Soto hates the Mets, misses Aaron Judge, loves the Yankees. It's just the nature of the beast. I think his numbers will probably be there at the end of the year.
Some good pitching performances yesterday. Paul Skeens, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 hits, just 1 earned run.
Paul Skeens.
Pirates beat the Nationals 10-3. And Tarek Skubal, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. Tigers dominating the Brewers 9-1. Braves doubled up the Blue Jays 8-4. Austin Riley hit a 3-run home run. Nolan Arenado is off to a decent start. Hit his 3rd home run of the season. The Cardinals climbed to 500 with an 8-3 win over the Astros. Now, the Cardinals were the team this offseason that really did nothing. In fact, they did so little, they couldn't even trade Nolan Arenado, which is what they wanted to do more than anything else. But he he vetoed a trade to actually that Astros team, remember, early in the offseason with his no trade clause. The Cardinals are hanging around early in the National League Central. Really, the Cubs are the only team that they're kind of chasing right now. What's going to go on? What happens if the Cardinals are still in it as the season goes on? Do they have to try? Because they certainly weren't trying in the offseason.
It's a total change of direction, mid-season. Obviously, there's a long way to go, but yeah, man, 8-8 start in that division. You're absolutely right in the mix. You are right in the mix in that division. So I do think maybe you would have to pivot.
But the better Arenado plays, the more tradable that will make him.
That's true.
To teams that are interested. So I don't know what's going to go on there. Trent Grisham hit his 4th home run.
Crazy.
Yankees hit 3 home runs in the 5th inning and a 4-1 win over the Royals. And the Rays did something kind of cool yesterday. They dominated the Red Sox 16-1.
Yeah.
But for just the second time, they said in franchise history, every player in the Tampa Bay lineup both scored and drove in a run.
Crazy.
In the same game. Now, they've played a ton of home games, and that's by design at Steinbrenner Field there, because they worry. And the summer is the rainy season in Florida, so they're trying to front load the schedule with a lot of home games before it gets super rainy. And then they're going to be on these just epic road trips, I guess, later in the season.
Yeah.
And that can't be conducive to good play later in the summer. They are going to wear down, I fear, if you're a Tampa Bay Rays fan, but trying to make some hay right now while they're playing at home.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that was a little look at what else was going around Major League Baseball yesterday.
You guys are also watching scoreboards like I am, right? You're checking to see if the Giants won. And it's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's early. I don't get panicked.
I'm not panicked, but it's good God, they keep winning. Both teams keep winning, and it is a total dogfight.
Tigers are finally the first 10-win team in the American League. They're 10-6. No one else
get
has
them next. Yeah,
10 wins
after Houston.
After Houston.
Yep.
But the Padres are in a division with a 14-game winner, a 12-game winner, a 12-game winner, and a 9-game winner, all in the National League West at this point.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Just the top 4 teams just keep on winning, and it has definitely been the best division in baseball so far.
All right, let's get into this.
All right, we will check traffic, and then we will get into what I was doing in the Padres clubhouse.
And what did you do wrong?
Don't know. I know, but I need to
couch it.
I need to couch it a little bit, and we'll get to that after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Got a few things that might slow you down a bit. Crash on westbound 54 before the 805. Everything's over to the right shoulder. Accident has cleared westbound King Freeway past Kelton. Now, westbound side of the 8, accident cleared up near the 67, but looks like we still have this other crash up ahead before West Main Street. It's in the center divide. And in the North County, southbound 15 before Old Highway 395, there is a collision involving car and a semi appears to be blocking the slow lane. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Jeff and Brett have done the math, and they think the Padres will miss Tarek Skubal.
Oh, good.
Because since he pitched yesterday, he'll then pitch again this weekend, and will miss the Padres in the one series. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Missing good pitchers? Great.
Fine by me.
I feel great.
It happened last year twice. We missed Paul Skeens. With the Pirates.
Yeah, when you're fighting for a playoff spot, obviously, it is fun to see those guys occasionally against your team and see how they fare.
Absolutely not.
All right.
It's fun to watch them against other teams.
On
TV.
really. Watching Skubal dice up the Brewers yesterday was great. It was great. I'd be happy if he didn't do it to us. So I'm happy.
All right. So yesterday, I hadn't seen this, but I did go into the Padres clubhouse with my camera for Channel 10.
Yes.
And I was working on a story, and it was the story that I was assigned. That's how it works in television. There's an assignment desk, and they go through the shows. And the big news, of course, yesterday.
Do you know what he means by assignment?
I do know what an assignment is. Your boss told you.
Yeah, my boss told me. And, we're trying to look big coverage of the earthquake. That's what everyone's talking about. So they asked, what can you do earthquake related on the, Petco Park and the stability and maybe go talk to some ball players and how they react. And I said, not the worst idea. I'm sure it was the first earthquake for a lot of those guys because they don't generally grow up in Southern California. So maybe they've never been in one, might get some fun reaction from some of the players. So that was my assignment, and that's what I went to the clubhouse at 2:30 in the afternoon, looking to get some sound specifically on the earthquake from Padres players
for Channel 10.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm on Instagram, and I see Jason Hayward, and he's being interviewed. I didn't click the sound. Once I did, I go, oh, that's my man Ben Higgins. That's Benny asking him a question. So I casually scrolled down to read the comments. I was like, what? They're dragging my guy for what? Why are they dragging my boy?
I mean, I'm looking at the Jackson Merrill video first.
Okay, I got Jay Hay right here. It says, read the room, Higgins. How embarrassing.
Hard-hitting questions right there.
Wait, was that Ben asking that? SMH.
This reporter was definitely traumatized by the earthquake.
Is the prerequisite to being a reporter being a huge nerd?
These questions are ridiculous.
Cringe questions. Jay Hay, all business.
WTF is with the dumb questions.
Our players don't care. OMG.
Everybody liked the one with Fernando in the video, actually.
Of course.
I think that had more to do with Fernando. Not the earthquake questions again.
Can we please stop asking about the earthquake? Our players really don't care.
Cringe questions.
Sometimes the apple does fall from the tree.
Horrible questions.
Is it extra sweet because it was an earthquake?
Clearly, the players don't care about the earthquake.
Who's the reporter? I need to know.
It was not that serious.
What did you do?
I don't know
do?
exactly what I did wrong.
What did you do?
Now, if there was, well, first of all, they're just winning every game. It doesn't give you a lot of avenues for other questions. How are you playing so well? I mean, it's like every single day.
What were you looking for there?
There's a limited amount.
Right,
so
play some of it first. We haven't played the audio yet. Here we go.
Well, we know you're a veteran baseball player, but what about with the earthquakes? How much experience do you have, and what was it like for you?
Great question. I think that's an interesting question. Jason Hayward, veteran ball player, 16 years in the league, been around a long time, right? Fine question. Actually,
a little silly, but
if I'm a baseball player, you know what I'm appreciative of? Something different. I want something different than what were you looking for? All right, go ahead.
Well, we know you're a veteran baseball player, but what about with the earthquakes? How much experience do you have, and what was it like for
That's
you?
what this is about right now.
Oh,
wow.
Panic?
I guess because we're in California,
panic.
it's okay. I'll let it slide.
Let it slide.
You're okay with it?
As I was saying at the beginning of it.
The laugh makes me nervous.
I mean, Jason made me a little nervous.
He's nerve-wracking.
You can hear he gives you. You can hear the look that he gives you.
Yeah, you hear it a little bit.
And you were okay with it? You were okay with it?
But I needed to get an answer. Right? I've got a story to do.
Yeah.
And I need to get some sort of answer. Like, I guess I'll allow it. Doesn't really work in my story. I need him actually to stay.
You have to say, how'd you do?
And I got him. And
I guess because we're in California, it's okay. I'll let it slide.
That doesn't work in my story. I need him to actually react. And he said, and then he gave me a good answer about how I thought it was someone knocking to the door. Then I thought it was the dryer. And I realized, well, there's no trains in the area. This must be an earthquake.
Yeah.
So that's the bite I used.
As I was saying in the beginning of this, we're here at Petco Park. We got a series that we're starting off tonight.
So he really wants to just talk ball before a game.
I guess
so. Now you take that, you write that in your notepad.
Got one.
CJ, well, you say, Jay Hay, not going to go up to him and ask him about the lobster rolls at Petco Park or the sausage races or anything like that. I'm just going to stick to baseball with Jay Hay. Done. So now you know.
I now know that Jason Hayward's not one to go to for the quirky, answers for questions that are not related to baseball.
Now, so you know that moving forward. Now, if you do it again, that's on you.
It's true.
Happy to be here and have the opportunity to play in front of our fans and get after another wiggle.
Where were you, and kind of describe it?
I was actually like a little center for just some treatment,
Is that Jackson?
I think this is the second one. The third one, not much, but this one was really loud, but happy. Everybody's just good. Yeah, everything good. Just a little bit shakes, but nothing crazy.
As I looked at the alert, I thought I could feel something moving. Maybe I was just creating that because I was trying to feel it, but yeah, I didn't get too much of it.
Joe's easy.
You like earthquakes out there? You did nothing wrong. Literally nothing Wrong.
He's County Chris. Makes me laugh. So, Fernando, how do you feel about tariffs?
Ask Jason Hayward, actually.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I can't. You know what? I have such respect for you because if Adam was like, "Hey," if Adam said, "Hey, can you go down there and ask them about the earthquake?" You know what my response is? No, I can't. No, I'm not doing it.
I'm a team player.
Quit asking.
Player. But then Adam kind of throws me under the bus because he posted all of the raw clips back to back to back, and then it
looked like that's literally all you had to ask.
Which is really, it is what I had to ask. But I am thinking, as a television reporter, I am going to then clip all of it out and just take a 6-second chunk of what I got, the absolute best chunk, which is all I want. I don't want the rest of it. But then Adam posted all raw on our 97.3 feed,
it's Adam.
Which does then make it sound like a real just.
Hey, how was the earthquake? How was the earthquake?
How was the earthquake?
Yeah.
You know,
Adam is.
I will admit, because I know what you were looking for and what you needed for your television assignment.
Right.
I know how that works. But when Adam, you're right. When Adam posts 2-minute videos and it's just nothing but earthquake question after earthquake question after
you
earthquake
can see why people keep clicking on 97.3 The Fan looking for
and
that's
that's
all they get.
Jason Hayward. Then it's Tatis. Then
it's
Merrill.
Then it's Joe.
You're like, Jesus.
And honestly,
Christ.
some of the other reporters then asked repetitive questions about the earthquake after I had already asked it, and you got even more eye rolls.
Yeah.
And a part of it is I want to ask the question because I want them looking at my camera when they answer it. Because if someone else answers the question or asks the question and they're all the way on the other side, then I've got a soundbite looking at someone's ear.
Bro,
they're not talking into the microphone. So I need to be the one kind of to ask the question for my story.
It's hard because you have to be discerning about what you put out there. And I think Adam's way of doing it is I'm going to take 7,000. I'm throwing it all. It's quantity over quality. Yeah. And listen, if that's his strategy, that's his strategy. It's not a strategy I believe in. I want quantity. I want the choice nugs. I mean, we rarely post stuff on Instagram. It's got to be good, instead of just here's this, here's that, here's this. And again, we make $0 off of it as a station. Zero.
It's also free to post it.
Yeah,
so,
it's free.
You can put it up there and people can choose to watch it or not watch it.
The Instagram timeline was just flooded with, and they were horrible. Like not Ben. There were it was just Ben would ask 2 or 3 questions about the earthquake, and then somebody else would come in with 4 more, and it's like,
so
you ever been in an earthquake?
I don't need this anymore.
Get the choice nugs up.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, dude's in there slinging it, man. Like just throwing a bunch of stuff up. And when you post it all at once, you're like, oh, cool. 97.3 The Fan is on earthquake coverage like a madman.
I thought the story actually turned out pretty well. I talked to the players. I talked to one of the design guys from HOK about ballparks and why they are actually pretty safe in earthquakes because of their size and how they're built. You actually feel an earthquake, they say, more in like a 1-story house than you would in a big giant ballpark, because it's got a much wider support system.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think you did a great job. I thought those comments were unwarranted.
Thank you for the
defense. And I'm sorry to bring them up,
but I'm used to wearing it occasionally.
Never.
So there you go.
Never.
All right, we'll come back. We'll reset the show. We got 2 hours to go, including Jesse Agler, the Incorporator, coming up at 8:35. Love talking to Jesse. Saw him in the clubhouse yesterday as well. It's all coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
halfway home on another Victory Tuesday. Ben and Woods 97.3. The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us. Really, really appreciate it. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer of the program. Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor and earthquake aficionado himself on the program. April's been a gnarly month. It's been very busy, right? Very, very busy. A lot, baseball kicking off again. Coaching 2 teams. We just did the roast. We had all that to prepare for.
Did you get your taxes done?
Taxes are done. Taxes are done. Taxes have been done.
I hope I don't have to. I'm not reminding anybody at this last juncture, but yeah. Make sure you get them in by the end of the day. Had to get my kids. Did it yesterday, finally.
The kid bit. I'm going to have to do that.
Your kids are now grown up and they have to do their taxes.
You got to do for them.
I've been reminding them for like 4 weeks. Have you done them yet?
Wait,
have you done them yet?
Did you ask them to do their own taxes?
Yes,
they did.
They have to. I mean,
no, you take
online,
their stuff and give it to your guy, and they do it for you.
No, they do their own.
Really,
like TurboTax, and just file them
so
electronically.
You don't make them take out the garbage, but you make them do their own taxes.
Correct.
This is what I'm grappling with this in my head right now.
Yeah,
Ben will literally be like, I have to leave. Why? I have to go home and walk my dogs. Why? You have 2 able-bodied teenagers. They can't do it. But they have to do their own taxes? I didn't do my own taxes until I was like 28.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
I think I did mine as soon as I had a full-time or a job.
Are you kidding
me?
Both
had jobs and they got paid, so they have to handle their own taxes.
They get you get your W-2, you give it to your dad, and you're like, hey, man, get this done for me. Yeah.
No. Remember ever doing that?
Really?
I mean, it's not hard to do them online. It really is pretty simple.
You say that.
And
you know what else isn't hard? Taking out the garbage. It's not hard at all.
But I take it to my guy. My guy's, not expensive, but then I have to pay my accountant more for more tax returns.
He won't give you like.
I don't know. I didn't ever ask him. I just assumed that would be 3 different returns that I would then have to pay.
But wait.
For taxes. I'm not going to pay for a simple.
Did you think
just one W-2 for my kids' part-time job taxes?
I feel like you thought that like they had to do them themselves, or they would get, or you would get in trouble, or they would get in trouble.
No, I didn't think it was cheating necessarily,
okay.
But it's a good skill for them to have.
Man,
like, take care of your own taxes.
Kurt says, I'm not surprised, Woods. My car needs a new wiper. Can you help me? Listen, one has nothing to do with the other. Literally. My dad always like, just give me your forms and I'm doing the taxes. I'll just do yours.
Chris says, Ben should go to Petco today and make sure all the players
have
pay
done
their
their taxes. Hey, Jay,
you would
Ben
be
Higgins
fascinated if I got them to open up on like how much in taxes they actually like. How much does Manny actually have to pay?
Yeah, what do you actually pay in taxes
on contract
specifically
that he's made?
That's crazy.
Break it down for me. Federal, state. What are we looking at, Manny, on a $30 million a year contract or more?
I'm literally blown away. So they got
to guess Manny probably doesn't do his own taxes.
My guess is probably not. Did you? So you got yours done. You got yours done. Yeah, mine been done for a while. Did they get them done?
Did you get them done?
They got them done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did they get you money?
Refunds?
Okay, good.
Both getting some nice refunds.
Good.
And they realized when at that stage of life, doing taxes isn't the worst thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm getting this money. That's cool.
Oh, just wait. Just wait. Then it gets really fun. The older you get, it's really not your favorite time of year. But anyway, I was saying like April's been insane. It's been insane. And I was reminded yesterday that my wife had she's the one that told us about the roast, right? We did the roast, and then she said, don't forget, next Saturday. Now you're out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week.
I am.
You are going on a guy's trip.
Golf. Well, I'm going to, essentially. Going to visit my friend, but
for what?
Play golf.
To play a golf guy's trip. I don't know.
He's not on a trip, though. He's at his house.
Right.
So I don't know if that counts as a guy's trip if he's not on a trip.
How many guys are there?
Just the 2.
Guys trip. Him. That's a guy's
But he's
trip.
not on a trip. He's at his house.
Well,
I'm staying at his house.
A golfing vacation.
Yeah, I'm on a golfing vacation.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Correct.
On Saturday, I have been voluntold by my wife. Guess what I'm doing next Saturday night? I am hosting a 4-hour elementary school fundraiser.
4 hours.
4 at 5 to 9. Mm-hmm. And which is, fine. My wife says, listen, they thought it would be a good idea. I go, they didn't. They don't know who I am. You told them that I would do it. And they said, oh, okay, well, let's do that.
The meeting's happening. Does anybody know anybody that can be like the MC or host of our fundraiser? And Hannah goes,
my husband.
My husband's actually a radio host, and he'd be perfect for this role.
You know, it'd be cool to just go to some events as like a dad or a fan or a family. Yeah, you know what? I like parties.
Attendees.
Yes, I like parties too.
Role. Yeah, we rarely get to be attendees.
I never just
anymore.
get to go somewhere. I just never get to. I have to always. I'm always working. But the worst part is, you know what the theme is? It's coastal country. So
coastal.
Yeah, but you heard me right, Paulie. You heard me right.
Country.
You heard me. You heard what I said. What is my number one fear? Country cosplay. And what happens on next Saturday night, the 26th, your old pal Woods up there.
You have your outfit planned?
Yeah, she planned it for me.
Ooh.
Bought me the shirt,
Boots?
the jeans, boots, the whole
hat.
No hat.
Oh,
coastal country. You could have done anything else, and I would have been like, all right.
Hey, y'all! Welcome to the school fundraiser, y'all.
I have to country cosplay, along with 1,000 other country cosplaying parents who really they love it. I don't love it.
Aren't like 90% of country fans cosplaying anyway?
I'd say more like 99%.
Right. I mean, how many country
cowboys
music
don't go see
fans
Jelly
are
Roll in
actual
concert?
like ranchers working on the farm?
There's a line dancing competition. Yeah. Lessons. There's a magician. And I'm going to be the MC of it all in my pearl snap shirt, jeans, and boots. And
it's like Pulp Fiction. I want to dance and I want to win.
That's right.
It's cultural appropriation.
It kind of is.
It's not your culture.
Dominic says, channel your inner Brian Kelly. What a great night with our families out here celebrating.
In Encinitas.
Out here in Encinitas. I'm going to die, dude. How liquored up can I get?
It's a great night to be a Tiger.
Let's raise some
here
money.
With my family, and we are so excited to be in the great state of Louisiana. But
the thought of doing the roast and getting to put a tuxedo on was cool. I was like, because when you put that tuxedo, I said yesterday, you feel like you have superpowers.
You're really also cosplaying as Dean Martin.
Kind of
in that sense,
yeah. But this one, man, the country aspect of the whole thing. Look, I would do anything for my kids. You guys know that. And if
my granddaddy ranch down in East Tennessee.
It's gonna be the whole night. It's gonna be the whole night, like country cosplay. I don't feel comfortable.
Is there a live band or just a DJ?
There's a DJ. There's a DJ. And then your old
pal you're going to hear Old Town Road.
At
least
and
once.
Shabuzi and the whole thing. And then you see like all the. I've heard about other schools because we missed last year's fundraiser. We were out of town or something. I'm gonna tell you the stories that have circulated from other schools' parties. They're wild, and I mean I've heard some wild ass stories. You get a bunch of parents out, got
babysitters for the night.
Get a little tipsy. It's probably better that I'm the host, so I can just host, split. But yeah, your boy will be in full on. Yeah, it's adults only, Jocelyn. Big key party, the whole.
She's trouble, but I tell you right now, y'all long live cowgirls. Never gonna settle on down, girl.
I'm gonna die. How do I get up there and not make fun of everything that's happening in front of me? It's what I do best. It's my language that I speak.
Are you going to turn it into a roast?
I should. I absolutely should.
Baby, you a song. You make me want to roll my windows down
You're not making this better for me by any stretch, dude. My anxiety is going through the roof. Through the roof, Paulie.
Curtis says, can't just send a $200 check to the PTO.
How about this? If they're listening right now, I'll give you $2,500. Go at all.
Go hire someone else.
Go just. Hey everybody, well, can you turn that down, please? Yes, we're gonna do the line dancing. Everyone, make your way out to the floor. We're about to line dance. Yes, we are. We are about to line dance here, and I will be the judge of the best competitor of line dancing.
Steer roping is going on outside.
My problem is, man, is that like I don't know. I'm not good at having fun with it. And so I'm kind of mad at her for telling them that I would do it. So
I have done the emceeing of the school elementary function in the past as
Have
well.
you?
When my kids, yeah.
What was your theme?
My kids,
Aloha.
It was more of an elegant night. It was like at a restaurant in Del Mar. And
That's
it was
nice.
a little more upscale. It was not country.
I feel like I wouldn't even get fed though. It was the MC. They're like, no, you're just the help, dude. Oh man. All right. No, I'll let you know how that goes. You'll be golfing, but I'll be doing that.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Should I
support
wear
you
a
in this
cowboy hat?
endeavor?
Should I really go all in?
I mean, it's just going to look weird if you don't. If you have all the other things on and you don't have the hat on.
Can I dress like a
look
new
weird.
country guy and just get like a ball cap?
I like that idea.
And just pinch like Post Malone, just pinch the thing down.
Every time you kiss me, it's like
Get a face tattoo or two as well. You'll fit in perfectly.
Yeah, just go full on Jelly Roll. Just dress as Jelly Roll for the event. I'm dreading it.
Anybody ask you, just say, I'm not okay.
I'm not okay.
The Sour Bennett Woods brought to you by Frozen Ropes San Diego. Hey, parents, here's a message from Coach Kurt at Frozen Ropes. Is your child 6 to 12 years old? Then Baseball Summer League is the perfect fit for your player. Starting June 16th through August 17th, Summer League includes 8 practices and 8 games. Register by April 30th and save $100. Go to SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. You ready for some Take on Woods?
I guess.
All right, let's get a
As long as it's not country.
I don't pick the category. Well, I mean, I set up the categories, but the contestant picks the category. 833-288-0973 if you want to get online here during our break. 833-288-0973. 5 questions of musical trivia, chance to win a trip to Las Vegas in our grand prize drawing. That is coming up after a check of traffic with Kelly Danick on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
See, now casino nights are fun.
Now we're talking.
Fundraisers.
Now we're talking. I could have just
In fact,
kept
I
the
think
tuxedo.
the one that I did might have been a casino night, actually, because you know what? You dress up, have some nice food, have those,
play
fun
fake
black
craps
fake.
and,
Now,
whatever.
but if you want to play real cards, you go to 7 Mile Casino, where they have California style blackjack, real Texas Hold'em poker, and real high limit action for the true card players out there. You're not going to find a better spot in San Diego than 7 Mile Casino, right off the freeway of the 5 in Chula Vista.
There is so much to do at 7 Mile Casino. There's great food, great people, and of course all the brilliant card games you can play. Love California style blackjack. Love Pai Gow, Texas Hold'em, Baccarat, all of it. Smoke-free environment for you as well. And obviously the best part, just 7 minutes from downtown San Diego.
Yeah, food is upscale for a casino night as well.
Yeah.
At Sammy's, it's really fantastic. Not only the regular
Stop pitching
menu,
the casino night. It's not going to happen. They're going to be doing country.
24/7
Country
players
cosplay.
menu, and the weekend brunch, award-winning Best in the South County, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Check out the patio. Check it all out. Just hop on the 5, head south to Chula Vista, Bay Boulevard, right there on San Diego Bay. It's a great spot. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Keep getting more comments about my earthquake coverage yesterday. And I will say that I was told, I forget who it was. It was Joe. Someone said, go try to find Wandy, because he doesn't even like getting on the airplane. So he was definitely not going to be comfortable with the earthquake.
Don't do that.
But I did not see Wandy. So I saw him on the game last night. Padres haven't needed their back end of the bullpen a whole lot lately. But they got Wandy some innings. I mean, anyone remember the last time we saw Yuki Matsui get into a game?
I was trying to think about that yesterday.
I got to look at my chart. I have a chart
He pitched really well, and it's like we don't have. I'm sorry, we don't have any innings for you right now.
Yeah, I was thinking about him yesterday watching the game. I didn't think about it long enough to go check the game logs, but I'm like, when was the last time is Yuki okay?
Friday, 14 pitches on Friday.
Okay.
Nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday, nothing on Monday. I would say he's fresh. Fresh as a daisy.
Is Logan Gillespie still on the team? I think he's fresh again after his 4-inning stint. That was like a week plus ago, so they can always throw him out there as well.
We have a very fresh bullpen.
Didn't even need Estrada yesterday.
No Estrada, no Suarez.
Because they took the big lead. So
Alec Jacob threw all of 7 pitches.
And I do think that was part of the that was a benefit. The Dodgers, going toe-to-toe with the Cubs. Cubs had to use a lot of their bullpen to take 2 out of 3, and they did a good job in that series. And the back-end guys performed well, but they were a little beat up coming into the Padres series, and now they really are because the Padres made them work in that game yesterday. So they're going to really need Shota Imanaga to do what he did at Wrigley Field, and that is throw another deep, long, good effort against the Padres today. And the Padres will be like, hey, if we can get to Shota early.
Man.
That bullpen, they put the stats up on the TV broadcast yesterday. Not been good for the Cubs. Once you get into the bullpen, they've been in the bottom half in pretty much every meaningful statistic in their bullpen, and it got worse yesterday with the Padres scoring, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 4 in the 8th to put their 9 runs on the board after falling behind 3-1. So one of the storylines to look for. We'll talk about tonight's game a little bit later. Right now, though, got a contestant on the line. It is time for Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and today we got Guy. Hello, Guy. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
You're in today. We need a good contestant because yesterday we had a 5-0
Sick of him winning,
shellacking
Guy. Come on.
by Woods. Let's humble him a little bit today and give you the opportunity to pick the category. Your three choices are 1980s duets. Pretty obvious. A Call to Arms. Those are song titles and artists with the word arms somewhere in there. And Playing for Keeps. 5 song titles that include the word keep. And of course, if you beat or tie Woods, we'll put you into our grand prize drawing for our trip to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, a $150 gift card and concert tickets. 2 tickets to either Disturbed, Ghost, or Pantera. Get your tickets for all 3 shows now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, 1980s duets, A Call to Arms, or Playing for Keeps. Guy, what would you like?
Hey, I'm on. Let's do 80s duets.
80s duets. All right, today's category features 5 famous duets from the 1980s. Guy, I know you know how it works. For everybody else, it's 5 questions, 60 seconds. We'll compare scores between a Guy and Woods at the end. If you beat or tie him, we'll put you into the drawing for the grand prize trip to Las Vegas. First question is our 2-second song. Of course, you need to identify both the song title and the 2 artists responsible for the duet. Guy, are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, Paul, you good to go?
I'm ready.
Music is ready. The category 1980 duets, 1980s duets. Guy, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
That's Stop Dragging My Heart Around by Tom Petty and what's her name from Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah. You'll think of it. Come back to it.
Okay.
Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes reached number 1 with what 1982 duet recorded for the movie An Officer and a Gentleman?
Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong?
Correct. Which 1983 number 1 duet by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers was actually written by the Bee Gees?
Islands in the Stream?
Correct. Billboard named which 1981 song by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross is the greatest duet of all time?
That Endless Love?
Correct. Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville teamed up in the late 80s to record a hugely... at the time... Got you there on that one.
Yeah.
It just took too much time on the first one. You couldn't think of Stevie Nicks. You had her. You pictured her.
Yeah.
You had it in your head. You did get 3, and we didn't even get to the last question. So I don't know. We'll see if 3 is enough. Let's bring Woods back in. Put Guy on hold. All right. Guy's score is locked in. Woods doesn't get the category.
Jeez.
Woods doesn't get the category. I will tell you, though, make sure you name all the artists for our 2-second song. Ready?
Wait, okay.
All right. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Guy.
That's The Waiting by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
Oh, no. Incorrect. Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes reached number 1 with which 1982...
Up Where We Belong.
Correct. Which 1983 number 1 duet by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers was actually written...
Islands in the Stream.
Correct. Billboard named which 1981 song by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross is the greatest duet of all time?
Endless Love.
Correct. Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville teamed up in the late 80s to record a hugely successful...
I don't know much.
Don't know much, and that's 4, which is a win, 4-3 over Guy, who he also missed the first one. He knew the song. He could not think of Stevie Nicks' name. It was Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
That's Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty.
Yeah, the category was 1980s duets.
Oh, man. Dude, those are all bangers.
They are good songs. Guy, thank you for playing.
Sorry about it.
No one can take down Woods this week as he wins another one. Close.
God, he spent like 20 seconds on the 2-second
Oh,
song.
really?
He's like, I know it. He goes, what's her name?
From Fleetwood Mac.
Mac.
The whole song had Tom Petty, and he could not think of Stevie Nicks, and it cost him today. And then he ran out of time before he even got to the last question.
I think SNL did a parody of Aaron Neville, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He had the giant I think it was Horatio Sands did it.
I'm sensitive
He
about
did the
such things.
giant mullet. I don't know much, but I know how to love you. I was in tears. I mean, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That song kicks ass, though. They all do.
They do. They're all really good.
Every one of those.
They're all really
Endless
good.
Love, incredible song. Oh, it was great.
All right, Guy, thank you for playing. We'll have, I guess we'll try again tomorrow and see if someone can take down Woods and take on Woods. All right, Jesse Agler is coming up next. We got our incorporator, talk with the voice of the Padres as they continue their incredible run at home, 11-0 now at Petco Park this season. That is coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
we've picked the incorporator slang for Jesse
after much deliberation.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to enjoy this one, but
I
you gotta
think
wait.
he's going to like your backstory a lot.
I think so too,
and I bet you he's unfamiliar, but he's pretty worldly.
I hope I can educate Jesse. He's so smart, but maybe he'll learn something he didn't know, and that'll be part of the incorporator. But you got to wait until the end of the interview for the incorporator. We'll first talk some Padres baseball with the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler, and that comes up right after. Check traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Islands Restaurants. Trouble on the coastline. Step on 5 before La Costa. 2 left lanes are blocked with a collision. Also an accident on the Deer Springs Road off-ramp. South on 15. It's over to the left shoulder. Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurants protein bowls are here for a limited time, packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love, just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So Jesse Agler is part of our weekly series of Padres guests. You can tune into the Manager's Report with Mike Schilt this Friday at 9 a.m. here on Ben & Woods. The Manager's Report is refreshed by Eco Water SoCal. Try alkaline water for just $9.99 a month. Eco Water SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. But right now, we welcome Jesse Agler back to Ben & Woods. Good morning, Jesse. Wow, it has been a fun start to the season.
Yeah, I'll say so. I mean, it's as good as it gets. And, you know, the thing I've mentioned it a few times on the air, and I keep thinking it to myself, is like, these are the good old days. Like, we are living in the best times of our lives. You know, like when you're in college and, you know, that older uncle or cousin or somebody says to you, you know, it says, you know, you're never going to have a better time in your life than you're having right now. And because you're 20 years old, you kind of roll your eyes at them and you're like, okay, old man, you know, that kind of thing. Like, that's what's happening with the Padres right now. So I'll be the old man and I'm going to say, hey, just remember, like, we are living in the best days of our lives right now with this team. And that goes back a couple of years. And I know it hasn't, you know, totally gotten to the point we all wanted to get to yet. But I'm telling you, we're all going to look back at these years and talk about them with our kids and our grandkids. We really are. It's been so much fun.
It really has. And Ben asked a really great question this morning when we started the show. And it was, hey, what did we all miss? You know, what did we miss? Because, you know, you prognosticate and you look at the thing and you go, all right, well, this is definitely it on paper. And my answer was pretty simple. I've been saying for years, Jesse, momentum doesn't carry on from one season to the next. As soon as the season's over, you pack your stuff, you go home to Arizona or wherever you live, and then you come back and you start a new season. These guys have carried on essentially the second half of the season right into this one. And how did we miss that? You know, how did all of us essentially, at least in this room, miss that?
I think, first of all, what you said at the start is right. Like, normally this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, any sort of like good habit or good thing that, you know, you do one year doesn't generally carry over this directly to the next year, because like you said, there's different guys in the room. It's all just, you know, it's different, and it's the start of a new season. And I think the X factor, and we all got to talk a lot more about this. It's Mike Schilt. Yep. He has established a culture in that room that, you know, took hold, I would say, the second half of last year, and has permeated so deeply in the clubhouse that even with, you know, a handful of new guys on the 26-man roster, or even with a handful of new guys in the lineup every night, your Jason Haywards, your Jose Iglesias, whomever, that, you know, it's now part of what this team is. And this is Mike Schilt's grand experiment. You know, they're turning away a little bit from the way that baseball has been played and how teams have been constructed over the last, call it, decade or so. And they're turning back the clock a little bit. They're having different guys who can do different things. They're not worried about swinging for the fences. You know, you hear Victor Rodriguez all the time, the hitting coach, talk about Petco Park hitting. This is not normal what's happening. They are bucking a trend. They're doing it kind of quietly. I don't necessarily know that like everybody around the league is realizing what's happening, but they are doing things differently than most teams have been doing them the last 10 or 15 years. And so far, obviously, to this point, they're having great success. And so that to me is like the main X factor. Part of that, of course, is the roster that AJ and his crew have put together, and the fact that, you know, they're bringing in the kinds of guys who will buy into that. You know, whether last year, you know, you got the great production from Donovan Solano and David Peralta, or so far this year, what you're getting out of Sheets, Iglesias, Hayward. Like knowing the kinds of guys that should be added to the mix. Obviously, AJ just like always somehow fortifying this pitching staff in a way that doesn't look even realistic. So, I mean, those are the two things that jump out to me. But again, I think there's like a baseball culture that has been established by Mike Schilt that is extraordinarily powerful right now.
Jesse, I wasn't surprised that the last game was sold out because the Padres sell out so many games, and I knew it was the Aloha shirt giveaway. It was a cool giveaway, but as Woods pointed out earlier, it wasn't a gold bars that they were giving out.
bills.
To have 47,000 fans on a Monday night, on a school night in April, and not just that, but they were so into it all the way through the game. I thought they actually impacted the game during the Padres' a go-ahead rally with the wild pitch, pass ball, whatever it was.
Dude was
I thought they
rattled,
rattled the Cubs last night. It was incredibly impressive to watch. And I wanted to get your opinions from your perch where you got to see it all.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, you feel the energy, like, the second the game gets going, and, the Holy Sheets chants have been like phenomenal. But last night they were so loud in that big at bat. It was like all 47,000 people were doing it. And that's not a common thing that goes on. And look, to your point, I think, for a lot of years in baseball, people kind of poo-poo any talk of home field advantage and the crowd impacting things the way you see right in a football game when the quarterback's having to cover his ears. Remember something. Now with PitchCom, these guys, if they have to step off and, turn the volume up on their PitchCom, the pitcher, that's a disengagement. That changes his routine. That changes his rhythm. And we've seen it a bunch at home this year. Because the reality is those things are set to a volume that works most every ballpark. It doesn't work here because of how loud it gets in a big moment. So you get that reliever coming in. He's already in a tough spot, right? Maybe a couple of guys on base, tight game, something like that. And he can't hear the thing the catcher is pressing, in his hat. So now he has to step off, use a disengagement out of his rhythm, turns the volume up on the thing. He's holding his glove up to his ear to make sure he can hear that. Like that to me is a very real thing that this crowd is doing that is actually impacting stuff on the field.
So here's the bit. I just came up with it. You're screaming your head off. You see them step off, turn up their PitchCom. Then everyone goes silent, and the batter hears it go, fastball. When they do it, because you go silent at that moment. It's advanced, but maybe that's the next evolution in fandom.
All right, you guys just put it out there. Let's go.
Maybe you leave the bits to your old pal Woodsy, all right?
You don't like that idea?
I mean, it would literally be impossible to
football fans
orchestrate.
get quiet when the offense is on and the defense, they get loud. I mean, I'm just thinking about it.
I have been so impressed, Jesse, with so many different aspects of this team. And like, we knew the bullpen was going to be good. No idea it was going to be this good, right? The starting pitcher, their ability to bounce back after a not so great start. I mean, I thought Kyle Hart, kind of the unsung hero last week. I mean, look, I was looking at the thing going, all right, if I was a betting man, if I were a betting man, I would never. It's illegal at Bushwood, right? So I said, Kyle Hart's probably going to lose that game. It's the Rockies. They own us. No, man, the guy went out and pitched his tail off. Nick Pivetta was incredible. Like, the bounce back from this team, the adjustments that they make, and hitting, doing it with the huge names on the IL right now. It is truly like an all cylinders clicking type thing.
It is. And look, the only thing I'm going to say, and I'm not trying to dump water on the whole thing, is like it's tax day. Okay,
yeah,
like we're
100%.
we're not even
so early.
We're not even Memorial Day yet, and this is a little bit of the inverse of the conversation the three of us would have every Tuesday. Last April through like July.
That's right.
You guys were spinning out and freaking out, about, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that. And, my regular line that I throw out there every year is we get collective amnesia in baseball at the beginning of every season and forget just how long the year is. There is so much that can and absolutely will happen between now and the end of September. So I don't want to read too far into this trend or that trend. There's the stuff that appears very repeatable, right? The style of baseball they're playing, the discipline they're having at the plate, those things will wane at times. But I do think it's an established enough thing that you can expect to see more of that. I don't know that you can fairly expect them to play like 850 baseball the rest of the way or whatever it is they're doing right now. But there is something to be said for banking these wins early. And that's a real mathematical fact you even saw it kind of on a micro level that first road trip, right? Like you go 3-3, but then you look up at the standings and you go, oh yeah, this is fine because they just had a 7-0 homestand before that. So, every one of these wins is critical in terms of the big picture. But I not that I want to pump the brakes necessarily, but I just want to, always put that out in the universe that like it's literally April 15th. And it's a long road ahead, and they all know that.
Stacking those wins, though, like you said, it will make the 1 loss, 2 losses, hell, even 3 losses in a row a little more palpable. You can reset it. They know that they're capable of doing it. The comebacks, the style of baseball, things are going their way. I mean, you saw it last night. Michael Busch actually made a couple of really nice plays down at first base. Ball popped out of his glove both times. I mean, he had glove on it, went to reach, dropped it. And the inning extends, and they've been taking advantage of that. And really, it's 1 through 9. It's nuts. It's nuts to watch.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
These are the best days of our baseball life.
I love it.
Talking to Jesse Agler, and you're right. I mean, there will be ups and downs over the season, but I started to wonder what does it look like if Fernando Tatis Jr. keeps this up, because he's looked so. I don't know about you, Jesse. For me, he looks so consistent up there. Maybe in a way that I've never seen him consistently take good at-bats at the plate. And I don't know if you think it's, batting in the leadoff spot or just the health or what it is, but give me your read on Fernando Tatis Jr. so far this season.
I don't think we were a week and a half into spring training games and Tony started talking about this guy is not chasing. Like, he's just not. And Manny, same thing, by the way. And when you have the talent and ability and bat speed and eye that those guys have, and you're not chasing, look out. Look out. I mean, to answer your question, which was, what does this look like? It looks like an MVP. I mean, that if he continues, not this, because that's probably not fair, but if he continues generally this kind of production, he will be the National League MVP. I mean, that's the kind of start that Fernando is off to. And if he and Manny can stay even like mostly this disciplined throughout the course of the season, they're going to win 100 games. Like, it's going to be impossible to get this team out if those guys aren't chasing. And look, there will be times when they do. We know that, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, right now they're both so locked in and they're both so incredibly disciplined. And when you combine that with their abilities, it's, you get these kinds of ridiculous results. And I mean, that 11-pitch walk that Manny drew last night, one of the absolute hinge moments of that game. And I mean, it was incredible to watch. I mean, we've all seen it over the years, right? Like, that down and away slider to those guys. Like, there are times when it just seems like they cannot stop. And of course, like, hitting a baseball is so hard. Like, it's not a shot at them by any stretch of the imagination. But like, we've seen 2 total swings, it seems like, that from those 2 guys in the first 2 weeks of this season. It's been incredible to watch. And like you said, is it leadoff? Is it health? Is it discipline? Is it the stuff he did with his dad in the offseason? I don't know. Probably some combination of most of that stuff. But it really comes down to the fact that he's just not chasing. And when a guy that good is that disciplined, look out.
So fun. So friggin' fun. All right, Ben, I wonder if Jesse Agler knows this story.
So, Jesse, as we get to the incorporator for today, I don't remember how it came up on the show, but we were discussing the term when you have beef with someone, when you have, a grudge or a disagreement with someone. He said, that 2 guys, they got a beef.
Yeah.
And looked it up, the origin story of that. And it went back to kind of the old England days of the 1800s when you had the street market vendors. Right. And I guess, petty theft was fairly common in those days. People would run by the cart, grab something. And I guess at some point, just stop thief became kind of so overplayed that they ended up yelling hot beef instead of stop thief. It was just what was yelled. And
that never made sense.
That became the origin for where beef was like a disagreement or a grudge between people, between the thieves and the vendors. They had beef and it was hot beef. So for your incorporator for tonight's game against the Chicago Cubs, Jesse, you have to work in hot beef somewhere into the broadcast.
That story. I was watching a movie the other day with my kids, and the guy stole something, and he goes, "Stop, thief!" And I was like, in my mind, I went, he should have yelled hot beef because that's what Ben said they used to yell is hot beef.
the story sounds absolutely made up, but
Ludicrous.
I love
Might
it.
be.
It sounds ludicrous. Where'd you find it? Wikipedia?
There's a number of etymology sites, word origins.
We look up different stuff on the internet, you and I.
Yeah.
Much different stuff. Etymology.com.
I mean, you're a wordsmith, Jesse. I think you appreciate the origins of words and phrases.
Absolutely. You love tracking them back. You know, it's like those great baseball terms, and you always wonder where they came
Rammy
from. Like,
cackle.
When did we start saying in his kitchen, for an inside pitch?
Love that.
Those
Got in his kitchen.
Love that.
By the way, they're still getting in our kitchen a little bit. I get mad when I see
they're gonna keep doing that. By the way,
they are.
If the guy isn't chasing and he's hitting 360 and
hitting a
home run
homer a
points every
day.
night, they're gonna. That's part of it. That's part of it. They're gonna try and make him uncomfortable. And boo as loud as you want, but that's probably not gonna stop.
The question is mood in the chat says, do not just Google hot beef, Jesse, by the way, okay?
And make sure you put in search terms like phrase, word origins,
Don't
etymology,
just Google
something
hot
like that.
beef. Hot beef.
The AI results will be fascinating.
They will be. They will be.
All right, Jesse.
Thank you, brother.
You've got your assignment, and we will play it back tomorrow. Last week, we felt bad because you did such a great job of getting
with Crumb
Creep, and then Jake took one right to the ribs like 3 seconds after that, and you didn't get to kind of follow through and play with it.
I had like a whole thing in my head that I was going to do, and it was when he grounded out against the A's and he aggravated it. That's what it was, and it was like this awkward play where at first it looked like he fouled it off himself, and then it was like, oh gosh, he's hurt. And as soon as he was down on his knees, I was like, well, I guess we're not continuing the incorporation.
What timing?
I felt terrible. Yeah, and how the baseball brain works. Like in my head, I'm just like, I hope he doesn't hear about this.
Yeah. He's a Crumb Creep. He's a Crumb Creep cow. Thank you, buddy.
You got it.
Appreciate you.
Jesse Agler with us, the Incorporator, every Tuesday at 8:35 here on Ben and Woods. Jesse.
Not one earthquake question.
I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
Oh, you're right. I did not ask him where he was during the earthquake.
Thank you.
Adam is seething right now.
Well, so many people are in their cars, and that's a bad. I mean, I don't know if it's a bad or a good place, but you don't really get to experience the earthquake very much when you're in your car. Like Joe was in his car, and he was hoping he could feel it because he got his alert, and then he said, I thought maybe I felt something, but then maybe I just wanted it in my mind to imagine that I was feeling an earthquake, but I was driving my car. So you're always kind of shaking anyway. You don't even notice.
I just got a text here from a buddy. Says hot beef in a game against the Chicago Cubs is an insanely easy, wide open layup. That's right.
If you were in Chicago,
hot beef. If you're in Chicago,
it might be a little tougher.
Still easy though.
I mean, they got Gaglione brothers.
They do.
Ballpark. I mean, you can get hot beef.
I have
at Petco Park.
If you're lucky, I have started doing some research in Philly for cheesesteaks. Almost obsessive compulsive. There's about 700 places, and it's hard to find out what the best one's going to be. I say we try as many as we can.
I'm okay with that.
I am too.
I am. Now, they always say that one of the best cheesesteaks in town is not available to regular people.
It's in the clubhouse,
the visiting clubhouse.
But they got to get it from somewhere,
Citizens
right?
Bank
They don't
Park.
make them.
I think they got a chef there.
I think they do make them in there.
They make them in house,
and like teams, like they have competitions as to who eats the most cheesesteaks while you're there.
A couple of teams had to put the kibosh on it because their guys were coming in a few hours early, eating 7 cheesesteaks and going out trying to play a game. And they're like, "We got him, dude! Look at him! Look at how he's moving."
That may be part of the strategy from the Philadelphia Phillies. Like, hey, we load these guys up on enough cheesesteaks.
I got an idea. If I'm Mike Schilt, I have 7,000 of those little mini helmets of banana pudding brought into the clubhouse tonight. Guys, hey, I want y'all to try this new banana pudding. It's from old Shilty himself.
You're going to knock your socks off.
It's going to bring you to your knees. The Cubs come out, they're just like, because this stuff's so good. I would rob for it. It's that good. It's that good.
That's the new strategist. Temptation Island.
Temptation Island. Food.
Clubhouse.
They should send the chef in there again, do a big presentation for everybody like they did. Oh, so good.
All right. Jesse brought up, I thought, a huge moment in the game yesterday. I want to talk more about that. We got the final hour of Ben and Woods coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Don't go away. Now, does anybody know what happened on September 17th, 2024? Any idea?
No.
September 17th, 2024. Kyle Tucker, who's in town right now, singled in the top of the 10th inning at Petco Park to deliver a 4-3 win for the Houston Astros over the San Diego Padres. It was the last regular season game the Padres lost at home. After that, they won their final 4 home games last year in the regular season, and now have won their first 11 home games this year. And as Jesse texted actually to Paul during the segment, because we were wondering, well, what is the all-time record? It was 12 home wins in a row back in 2021. Mm-hmm. But now the new record spanning 2 years is 15 consecutive home wins, which the Padres are doing right now. Yeah, they won their last 4 last year, first 11 this year. So they haven't lost a home game in the regular season since the middle of September of last year.
Knocking on wood.
Well, I mean, you can knock on wood all you want. They're going to lose a home game at some point.
Who says? There's no rule that says they have to.
Guess, 81-0 still in play.
That'd be so great.
Can you imagine how stressed you'd be if they truly went 81-0?
They're at 72 wins in a row.
And so if they do that,
nauseous.
They're probably going to win at least 125, 130 games. So beat the Dodgers, you get the 1 seed, and they're hosting then the first game of the division series at home.
I couldn't watch.
With their 85-game home winning streak on the line in a playoff game. You just like, why didn't you just lose one during the regular season?
Dig a hole and put me in it. It's just my eyes.
Don't want them to go.
No, God, the last thing you want.
Season at home.
It's the last thing you want. Nobody would want that. My God, I think about the Mariners and their run. It's just like first round of the playoffs, gone, done, out.
But Jesse made the point that we talked about all the big moments and Fernando in yesterday's game, but it really was that Manny at bat where he drew the 11-pitch walk. I think that kind of helped change things.
It did, and I think if you went back and asked Manny about that AB, he'd probably tell you, I missed like 3 pitches to absolutely hammer in that AB, and it was a real test
out in front of everything.
Yeah, it
was the one that he hung, and Mud goes, "That's the pitch he wanted, the one right he wanted there."
Back, and look, man, like he to his massive credit, like flipped that thing on its ear, found a way to work a walk, took that inside heater on the 11th pitch of the AB, and ended up scoring, coming around to score. It was quite impressive.
So Manny did talk about it after the game last night, and Kevin Acee wrote about it in his newsletter, Padres Daily, this morning. And Manny said of Jameson Taillon, he said, quote, "He was dealing all game. He was throwing the ball really well, keeping us off balance. That was tough." So it was just going in there late in the game, just trying to get on base. I think that kind of just led to some good things happening for our club. And Acee went through the stats. As good as the Padres are, they lead MLB in batting average, and they make contact better than any other team. They don't walk that much. They're the second fewest walks because, well, they just make too much contact. But in the game yesterday, they needed walks, so they figured out, okay, they walked. Xander's walk that kept the line moving was a really good one, battling back and laying off some pitches that were just off the outside corner in that game. And, there were a few walks right before Tatis's home run. There was a walk. There was a bunch of walks in the game yesterday that the Padres used to find a way to win. Not their typical strategy, but they have a lot of tools in their tool belt when it comes to offense, and they can beat you in just about every way an offense can beat you. If they need to go to the walks, they'll go to the walks. It's not their first choice. They'd rather kind of hit. But what was Mike Schultz's quote yesterday? It was a good one.
Talking about, he said, look, we're trying to hit everything we hunt. We're not fishing. I said, that makes sense. You go hunting, you scope something. I don't know. I'm not a hunter. I shot a dove one time.
Did you?
Yeah, I felt terrible about
Man
it.
gets voluntold to host country night.
And now he's a hunter.
Dove, the symbols of peace around the world. And you just shot
one. I felt horrible about it. Terrible.
Did you eat it at least?
No, I didn't eat it.
Does anyone eat dove?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, my buddy picked it up, or you rip the head right off, you pull it off, and take the feathers off, and you stick it in your little pouch.
And then you eat it.
And you eat it.
Because I've never gone to a restaurant where
you got dove.
Dove was on the menu.
Dove fajitas. I wasn't happy about it. No, it wasn't
fried dove. And
I
mashed
eat
potatoes.
meat. Like I get it. I get the whole thing.
I know where the meat comes from.
Yeah, I know.
You can't be a meat eater without having at least some understanding of.
Correct.
You know,
it didn't just magically appear.
Form.
Right. Exactly.
I just don't ever remember seeing dove on any menu I've ever ordered at.
But he was talking about hunting, and you go hunting and you see a target and you shoot it. You're not just shooting up in the air hoping you hit something, like I did actually with my dove. So it was you never shot, you never did you never hunted.
You've never gone hunting. Never shot a real gun. I've shot a
BB gun.
A BB gun once.
You never shot a real gun?
I've never shot a real gun in my life.
Paul, have you ever hunted?
I went hunting one time when I was young with some friends and his dad, that was all they did. I carried a gun, didn't shoot it.
Yeah.
We were hunting pheasant.
And
I don't think we even saw one.
Didn't even see one.
Yeah.
Another thing
This is the most boring day of my life.
Just walking around.
Just walking through wet forest,
wet marsh,
shrubbery, and all that. And, I think I was probably 11, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we'll pick you up at 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hey,
what?
by the way, it's going to be about 34 degrees, so you're going to want to dress warm.
And I didn't have a license, so I don't even think I could have shot a gun. I didn't have a hunting license, so I couldn't have killed an animal even if we saw one.
Yeah.
But it was awful. I'm like, never again.
I don't think I could shoot a deer. I don't think I have it in me. Unless it was rabid and attacking me, I don't think I have it in me to shoot one.
When I was out in Denver,
I have too. It made me gassy. I didn't like it.
A couple years ago in Denver, we went and shot guns. It was fun.
Fine.
Skeet shooting with a shotgun was fun. But I'm like, I don't need to go hunting.
I don't.
I'll just go to the range.
I'll just buy meat.
And again, I don't have a problem with hunting. I think the reason I don't want to do it, like to shoot like a deer and to be in a deer blind, like have to just sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait.
Who would be worse than a deer blind, me or him, Paulie? And just going leaves on the tree, waiting.
Can't even talk though.
Deer.
You make noise.
Yeah, but you
can't. They're not gonna come close.
You'd be
to
pretty
you.
good because you just raw dogged a 6-hour drive. So him in a deer blind just sitting waiting quietly, it would make me really uncomfortable to be in a deer blind with you. What do we do? How long are we gonna be here? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Where are the effing deer?
I'm ready to go now. 20 minutes is all I can make it. If I didn't see deer just running across to shoot, I think I would be out.
Back to Manny's at bat. I do have the quote.
Yes.
Here's the quote from Schill
Thank
directly after the game.
I mean, I'm glad you started with Manny. It's one of my gold stars, just rewarding Manny, Toddy, both those guys have really, really made people come in the zone and pay when they come in the zone, but they're not chasing. Manny's at bat completely set the tone for that inning. Again, we're looking to hit, but we're looking to hit what we're hunting. We're not going fishing. So just a great at bat.
A lot of outdoors references in that
Like I
quote,
told you, I think
but
he's running out of ideas. He's used all of his tropes right now. And hey, I get it, man. Keep him up. I hope he's looking through at the source right now, looking for new bits, because it just means you want another ball game. But I don't know, like with tonight, I don't know how you attack a Shota Imanaga. I don't know what
He shoved last week.
I don't know what the right way is. Are you wait him out, patient? Well, guess what? Then you're 0-2. You're not in good hitters counts. Are you aggressive? Then he exposes your aggressiveness. Like if he's on and working the corners like he does, I don't know the right way to do it.
And
I'm sure Victor Rodriguez does.
Get 2 pitches. So you don't really don't have the time to wait him out.
Couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. That was
Sorry, I feel bad. He had a hit.
he did. He got a knock.
4, got a knock. Jose Iglesias, he hit
the swinging bunt,
6 feet, but that drove in a run.
Incredible.
That's got to be the most frustrating thing for a pitcher. When you make your pitch,
great pitch,
you get them to a bad swing that nubs one in front of the plate, and no one can get it. It's like I won that battle and I lost that battle.
Yep. Yeah. It's you make, and there's just nothing you could do. I mean, there's no way your defense can prepare for that. None. Matt Shaw is a rookie. He's playing back, and he's like, oh, cool, a little nubber, and there's no way he can get to it.
A bunt's one thing.
A bunt's one thing.
If you got a good third baseman, you
Yep.
react, you charge. That's identification, reaction, and charging. But when they're a full swing, there's nothing you can do.
Speaking of the bunt last night from Martin Maldonado, if he gets it down, it's genius. It's a genius call. I'm sure that came from the dugout. I'm sure they put that safety squeeze on. If he just gets that down, it's a really brilliant call. The fact that he didn't and he popped it up makes it a terrible call. That sucks. That's the nature of being a manager and a player. Like, if you get it down, it was the best call of all time because Martin Maldonado will roll into a double play real quick. I like that.
I had no problem with it. My son was watching the game and he goes, "Oh, it was horrible. Why did they do that? You know, Martin Maldonado, he's got no speed. It was a terrible bunt." And I go, "It was, but guess what he didn't do?
He didn't hit
into a double play. And guess who's up now? Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, he didn't come through in that situation, but I saw the wheels turning. Like, okay, if he gets the good bunt down, we score here. If he doesn't, well, we still get Fernando up with a chance to do some big damage." So I understood the thought process that went into calling for the bunt in that situation.
I absolutely understood it. I absolutely understood why he did it. Absolutely. But got to get it down, right? You get it down, it's a brilliant call, and we're all lauding Mike Schultz for that call today.
But the consequences of not getting it down aren't devastating,
right?
Because you still have Fernando Tatis Jr. coming up with 2 outs.
Right.
He didn't roll into a double play. Sure, you know, you would have liked to think that Maldonado could hit a fly ball and drive in the run from third.
I know he can hit a ground ball to the shortstop. I know he is absolutely capable of doing.
Which is exactly what the pitcher is going to be trying to get in that situation because he don't want to see Fernando with runners on base. So I did not have a problem with the call for the bunt there. Just the execution was not good.
It's just one of those things you live and die as a manager with decisions like that, and he didn't execute. But I thought it was a decent call after I thought about it. I was like, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, fine. Do it again tonight. Just get it down.
Yeah. There's a lot to break down from that game yesterday.
There was a lot.
It was a fun one.
It's the second time Padres have come back from multiple runs to win. They were down 2 and they won that game. They just win in different ways. The Padres have found plenty of different chances. They get big lead, hold on to it. Win 1-run games. They've won all of those games. Given up leads and then come back and won. They did that yesterday for second or third time this year. They've just found different ways to win baseball games so far this season.
It's been a blast, man. Been a blast. Keep it rolling.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We still have the Reindl Report. Want to look ahead to tonight's game a little bit more. Randy Vasquez. You know, Randy has a sub-2 ERA far this season. He's off to a really good start. Can he keep it going against what is actually still a very good Cubs lineup? And we will talk about that coming up after a check of traffic with Ben Woods here on 97.3 The Fan.
Quickly, though, let me tell you about Underdog. Having a blast playing Underdog Daily Fantasy. One of the best places to make picks during the basketball playoffs. Playing game starts this evening, I do believe, with their Extender promo. And with the Extender, you can play your way into increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. So you start a playoff series using your game 1 boost, then continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. Underdog, a leading place to make all your sports picks, and you can play right here in our state. So a lot of people having a blast with Underdog. I am one of them. Once your picks feel right, you know how it works. You just bet on, or you pick higher or lower points, assists, things like that. It's pretty simple to do. You guys can figure it out. You can play with as little as $1 too. It's just a good way to make the game a little more fun. Download the Underdog app, sign up with the promo code Woods to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Use the promo code Woods. Must be 18 and over, 19 and over in Alabama and Nebraska, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
The segment of Minute Woods is brought to you by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Do we live in a bubble because we don't hunt? Because somebody said you guys need to get out of your bubble.
I mean, I don't think.
Isn't that just
we all live in certain bubbles,
right? Well,
no one's exempt.
Like that
from
would be
their bubble.
I don't know if this guy. Isn't that that's a hobby, right? Like that's a hobby. I'm not saying to people, get out of your bubble, come play adult baseball.
I mean, there's very few people left who actually have to hunt every day for sustenance or they die. So
right.
For everyone else, you're making the choice to go hunting, and I don't think either Woods or I have a problem with it. We both know, especially if you're going to eat what you kill and you're going to be responsible about it. If that's something you enjoy doing,
have a ball. More for you, right?
I don't have a problem. Do you want us to be out there? We're not. It just doesn't sound like fun. It's like I don't want a bunch of people who don't.
Oh no!
I don't like.
God! Here it comes! Here it comes! Oh boy!
I don't want a bunch of people who don't really
just
like.
Hang on.
On.
This is only Ben speaking for those listening.
To be crowding the golf course. If you're not into golf, I'm not trying to get you into golf.
So you're not wanting to grow the game.
You don't want plenty big right now. Actually, game's doing just
big,
fine. And I don't think we need to grow the game of hunting necessarily. You just enjoy your hunting and you do your hunting. But again,
because
that's not my personal choice of recreation.
That's a hobby. That's a hobby. Like hunting is
just like golf is a hobby,
right? It's not it's the bubble bit doesn't make sense.
Fishing is a hobby.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
Don goes out and goes fishing in the bay, catch and release. Yeah. He's not doing it for sustenance. He is simply doing it for
selfies on and Instagram,
perhaps.
Yeah,
but I would assume he gets some sort of satisfaction out of making the catch. Probably
fun to catch
enjoys the time out on the water. He likes that, and that's great for him. I don't think I'd like that. So I don't do that. I like to golf.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. But everyone should have their own
bubble.
exactly.
Everyone should absolutely have their own bubbles.
Yeah. And I don't need to break into your bubble, and you don't need to break into my bubble. Stay in your bubble.
Oh,
enjoy your bubble.
Very exclusionary.
No, I mean, if someone really wants to try hunting, yeah, I mean, that's great. Don't stop people who are really excited. Oh, I've always wanted to go hunting, and I'd really like to go. And then show that person, all the greatness that can be hunting, and give them a good experience and teach them the right way to do it. Like if someone really wanted to play golf, come with me. We'll show you how to do it. We'll get you some clubs. We'll get you working on the range. We'll take you out onto the course. But I don't want to force someone who has no interest in golf. No, really, if you try it, I know you're going to like it. It's like, no, I'm not pushing you into it. If you want to golf. If you don't.
It's like surfing. It's the exact same thing. I mean, I would love to be a good surfer, but not enough to actually go out and do it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Somebody offered to take me out.
But I have tried surfing.
I have tried. I tried to get out of my bubble.
You've gone out of your bubble. You tried it. It wasn't for you.
Not for me.
Is it possible if someone dragged me hunting?
I would do it.
And I found that I would really, I loved it. Like, I guess it's possible. Oh, wow. I had no idea how much I would love this experience.
Peace out in nature.
I like to feel, though, I know myself, and I just don't get the sense that it's something I would enjoy tremendously.
What if you really, you were smearing the deer's blood on your face?
That's different. That's
drinking
different.
it.
I don't know why I'm thinking of the scene in Wedding Crashers when they're walking through the forest.
Yeah, what are we doing out here?
He's like, yeah, in the 20 years that you've known me, I've been sneaking off on the weekend to go on hunting retreats.
KG says, I'm all for people just trying something before knocking it. I don't think we're knocking it. We're not knocking it.
I mean, we're knocking it for
I tried it, and I'm knocking
for
it.
us.
Yeah.
Well, I did it. I told you, I shot a dove and I felt horrible about it.
And I agree with KG 100%. I'm certainly not going to knock hunting because I've never done it. I just get the sense that
you wouldn't like
it. Doesn't call to me that I don't think I would particularly like it.
Yeah, it's never been in your bones to go out and shoot a deer.
Not really.
Yeah, same.
And even going shooting at the range, target. I mean,
that's fun.
That might be fun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fun. You'd like that actually.
Just because it feels like a game. I don't think hunting would feel like a game to me.
It's real.
It feels too real.
El Carlos says, I swear Ben would shake as he's aiming with his rifle. I would too, man. I 100% would be like, I can't do this. I cannot do it. I didn't grow up with it. My dad wasn't a hunter. Didn't really. I mean, I had some friends that were hunters, and I was like, man, that's different lifestyle. But hey, to each their own. That's what I say.
All right, I don't know.
Stay off the golf course, though, according to Ben.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of agree with you. If you don't have a little bit of experience, it's hard to get experience. It is. It's really hard.
It is tough because I don't want to. If someone who's really enthusiastic but they're bad, I don't want to keep them from playing something
I'm not bad.
that they do.
I mean, I'm bad.
Enjoy.
I'm bad, but you have to know, even if you're bad, you got to pick up and move on. You got to keep the pace.
But yeah, when courses get slow and overcrowded, then no one has a good time. It's pretty unfun for everyone.
I go out of my way to make sure, quick. I know if I'm not the worst in the group, I'm the second worst in the group.
100%.
I'm happy to be out here, so you will not be waiting on me. I would be embarrassed if I'm like, hey, have you guys seen my ball? I'm like, nope, screw it. Grab another one.
Pick it up and go.
Keep going.
100%.
All right, Padres tonight, again, 6:40, 5:40 Eco Water SoCal pregame show with Sam Levitt from the Loft at the Western Metal Supply Company. And I don't know that the pressure is necessarily off Randy Vasquez, but the streak is over. Padres got to 37 consecutive innings without allowing a run, which tied the second longest streak in franchise history, behind only a 40-inning streak from the 1984 Padres before Dylan Cease gave up the 2-run home run to Michael Busch in the top of the 4th inning yesterday. So start a new streak. I think the Cubs did score 1, so I think they're at 1 inning in the 9th.
Yep. And
now you can start over again. But Randy Vasquez has been really, really good.
He has.
Well, it's better even than I kind of imagined. The fact that he's got a sub-2 ERA so far this year. I think we're all kind of holding our breath a little bit as Randy came in. But what did Mike Schilt tell us all the way back at FanFest? Randy kind of proved himself over the course of last season, got better as he went as a starter. And I think maybe they felt pretty comfortable all along that Randy Vasquez was going to be a part of their starting rotation going into this season. And he's done a really, really nice job so far for the Padres.
He has. I mean, he's pitched out. He pitches out of trouble. He gets himself into trouble and pitches out of trouble a lot. Probably walks too many. too many guys. That's something that he can try to fine tune. But he's been really, really good, man. He's kept us in I think every ball game he's pitched in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's only been one ball game of the Padres. Well, they lost 7-1 to the Cubs in the Nick Pivetta game.
Yep.
When he wasn't great, and then Dylan Cease gave up the 9 runs.
Yep.
And they had the 3-1 loss. They've only lost 3 games, so it's hard to say that the Padres have been pretty much in. Well, they were in every game they won, obviously, and they haven't been in too many losses. So yeah, Randy Vasquez has kept him in. They did lose the game that Randy Vasquez pitched against the Cubs in that first game of the series. It was 3-1.
He's walked way too many guys. Yeah,
it wasn't a disastrously bad performance. I'm going to look at the box score on that one. He went 4 2/3, only gave up 2 hits, but he did walk 5.
Yeah.
So
he's walking 6.89 per 9. So that's way too many.
That was the game that really was the one where he walked too many. But remember, that was also the game where he got squeezed on Tucker, and it was I thought it was a strike.
It was a ball.
I know you said it was
a ball.
It was close. It was very close on that one.
If Chris Ello and I agree, then it was a ball.
Possible.
Yeah. He always sides with the umps. I usually go against the umps, and I saw it and I went, it's a ball. It's a good call. But listen, he's been great and needs to be really good tonight. This is a good team. They can score and score in a lot of different ways. And they didn't play great defense last night either. We took advantage of how about that ball falling between Ian Happ. I mean, I was Matt Shaw just bailed on it. Swanson's going out, Ian Happ coming in, and they just stared at each other. Looks like the tier ones out there. I mean, it's crazy.
That fly ball and left, the pass ball, the swinging bunt. You're like, how nice to be on the other side.
Yeah,
of for
super
once.
nice, super.
I mean, think about this: the Cubs have scored 120 runs.
Crazy.
No other team in baseball has even scored 100.
I know.
Yeah. Now they've played a couple extra games because of Japan, but so have the Dodgers, and they've only scored 79. So they're 41 runs ahead of the Dodgers.
Nuts.
At this point. Their offense has been terrific so far this season.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, and the offense has their work cut out for him tonight too. Should be a good one.
Yeah. And then as for Shota Imanaga, as we talked about earlier, don't know. I mean, hopefully he's not as good as he was last time because he was really good.
Let's get that crowd into it early, try to rattle his cage a little bit.
All right, Paulie, we got the Reindl Report in our final segment. What can you tease for us here?
We've got an awkward moment on a very prominent sports talk show.
Ooh, I like that. Paulie always brings
Stephen A. Smith back at it again.
Is this about him running for president again?
No.
Okay. Because I know he's talking about that again this week. A little tired of that bit. But.
No, just a very awkward moment between Stephen A. and another member from ESPN.
Paulie always brings the good audio. We will get to that. Coming up next, final segment of Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Final segment of Ben and Woods on a Tuesday. Braden Soprano show coming up at 10 o'clock today. We'll have a roundtable for you coming up on Thursday at 10 o'clock this week.
Now you're out
already
next.
excited.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't wait.
I am.
I can't wait to rehash everything that we've already talked about. That's my favorite part of the roundtable. You said earlier, and it made my skin crawl. I'm going to bring back the question from this morning about what did we all miss on the roundtable?
Why did no one see this coming?
Right.
The Padres?
Yeah, this hot start.
He didn't want to do it this morning because he wanted to do it on the roundtable.
On the roundtable.
Since when do we not do good segments
On
on
our
our
show?
show
I
so that
brought
we
it
can
up.
save it for the roundtable?
Save it. I brought it up. But then
don't hoard good stuff.
Then don't react like this when I want to reuse it on the roundtable.
But I don't want to rehash
But
it.
if I have to come up with an entirely new hour of content for every roundtable, I'm going to go insane every week.
That's a fair.
Except for next week when I'm on vacation.
That sounds like a YP though, not an MP. That's a you
problem.
That's not my problem.
Next week it'll be an EP, and that would be
That's
an
a
LO
LO
problem
problem.
because he's going to host in my place next week.
So you said I want to bring that back, and I go, no, I don't want to rehash what I just said. And I said, but don't call on me. Bring it up, but just don't call on me. I don't need to be involved.
I'll call on the other roundtable participants to give their thoughts on what do we miss here early in the season.
You skipped Scraby on a question last week.
I did.
Yeah. So
I'm going to try to do that more. I don't
skip me more.
I don't necessarily like the call on everybody for an answer every single time.
And then every person goes, well, just to echo what he said.
But I also don't want anyone to feel like left out when I don't. Why didn't you call on me? I had a good answer to that question. I'm like, I'm sorry. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
There's no commercials. You don't have time to regroup in the roundtable. It's live mic.
Yeah, it's
1 hour.
It's hot.
You're going
Commercial free.
Yeah,
You're jamming.
You got to be ready the whole time. You tap dancing for the full hour.
Yeah.
Paulie's tap dancing for the last 15 minutes or so of the show. We will get to the Reindl Report after our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Wrapping up on a pretty good note here, guys. No incidents, no accidents, no surprises, and really not showing a whole lot of brake lights out there at this time. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report. with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
All right.
Alrighty.
Let's see here, gentlemen, where to start. How about we'll just start with the tease there that we had in our last segment. Stephen A. Smith.
No sperm races today, Paulie.
Still got like 12 more minutes.
When is that event again? Next Friday?
Like April 25th. Yeah,
Right.
next Friday. I
Can't
think.
wait.
Sounds right.
All right.
So yesterday, awkward moment on First Take. Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Molly, their host. They had Dan Orlovsky, their NFL guy, was sitting in, and him and Stephen A. have kind of gotten into it with each other in the past. I don't know if they dislike each other. I don't know if they have different senses of humor, maybe, but Stephen A. Smith, they kind of rub each other the wrong way.
Okay.
And so yesterday, during the show, they were talking Masters, I think, and Molly went to Shannon Sharp, and his audio wasn't working. You could clearly see him he's talking, but you could not hear him.
It's like every live stream I ever do.
Right.
Yeah.
Now listen to what Stephen A. Smith did.
Dan, oh
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Dan Orlovsky.
Danny boy. Oh, I'm not hearing you though, Shannon. Is everyone
That's
else
the best
hearing
part of the show so far.
Oh my
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Dan Orlovsky.
He
talked and we couldn't hear him.
Okay, I'm not hearing Shannon. I don't know if you guys are, but Dan, I'm coming to you on
So
that.
Shannon's talking, can't hear him, and you hear Dan Orlovsky. Oh, this is the best part of the show.
He's
We don't
talking,
have
we
to
can't hear
listen.
him. Yeah,
we don't have to
Shannon
listen to Shannon Sharp, and then watch your mouth. Watch
He
your
did the-
mouth.
He did the point.
Point it at him. Watch your mouth.
I can never tell where is everything with Stephen A.
bit.
staged or is it real?
I don't care.
He does make it hard to discern whether that's a playful joke or if he's
I
actually
don't,
angry.
and I don't dislike Stephen A. I never did.
I'm getting closer. I get closer and closer.
Yeah.
I get closer and closer. I thought the whole LeBron thing was really odd. It was made him unlikable.
There were a ton of comments like, "Bro, lighten up."
Yeah,
it was not that big of a deal.
That's a funny comment. Like,
Right.
oh, best part of the show. His mic's off.
It's like if I turned Ben's mic down.
I do think that deep down, Stephen A. actually does have some self-awareness, and he sometimes has to tamp it down to be Stephen A. on television. Whereas I don't think Skip has any self-awareness at all.
No, zero.
I think
just don't think he
that's
cares.
genuine lack of self-awareness.
No.
Whereas Stephen A. has to sometimes get into his character a little bit, but he actually does have some self-awareness. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I don't
but-
think like coming in and playing a character every day would be exhausting. Exhausting.
With all due respect, shut the hell up.
Yeah, that would be tiring for me. And then you get off the air, you're like, "Whew, all right, I can go back to being my normal self. I think everyone in this show this is pretty much who we are every single day. Like, that's my wife. I'm as obnoxious at home. I'm as bitchy at home. It's the exact same thing on the air.
And I'm
off
going to
the
say
air.
it again. You do not want to make an enemy out of me. I'm not having it.
That's character.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, I'm just as awkward at home as I
Yeah,
am here.
yeah, you're the exact same. I mean, as soon as the mics go off, it's nothing changes. You're just pointing out stuff on the road, like raw dog and stuff. It's the exact same person. It's like nothing is different at all.
We have seen a trend over the last few weeks and months with this new era of college sports where professional athletes who are still currently playing the game are doing a lot more work with their alma maters.
Yes.
Steph Curry, Trae Young, they're taking on these ambassador roles or GM roles, and they're helping out their alma maters like while still playing their games. So it's happened in the NBA. It's now made its way into the NFL. Max Crosby from the Raiders, defensive end, he is joining the staff at Eastern Michigan University as assistant general manager. He's going to be helping get players paid in NIL money. He's going to be dealing with revenue sharing for the program, judging high school players and scouting, and helping out with the transfer portal. It says he's going to be a special assistant to the athletic director for fundraising, alumni relations, and student athlete support. if this trend continues, do you guys like this? Do you have a problem with players? Like if you're a Raiders fan, diehard Raiders fan? Do you want your star defensive player also dealing with stuff during football season for his alma mater?
It doesn't bother me. That part is like,
I know it's going to bother some people.
It's like asking, Dodger fans last year got really mad that Mookie Betts was doing a podcast in the middle of the season or during the season and whatever. Like, without a release for some of these guys, not that that's a release, but it's something different. It's I have no doubt about Max Crosby's desire to win or the work that he puts in, right?
And I don't have any doubt that Steph Curry wants to win, even though he's the assistant general
Correct.
manager at Davidson.
I will say this. I have taken a weird new approach to all of the NIL stuff. There's a story going around right now. We haven't touched it because it's massively convoluted about that Tennessee quarterback that was holding out. Got some bad advice, maybe some different advice. His dad's really in the mix on this thing. He was soliciting himself to other colleges, calling, Dan Lanning, saying, I'll come play in Oregon. I'm holding out at Tennessee, even though he's making $2.5 million. My new approach with NIL is I'm going to bury my head in the sand until the roster comes out and I watch who is there on kickoff. It's a lot. And for me to work myself up into a tizzy about what 18-year-old and 19-year-old kids are doing with their lives, with their future, what team they play for. Do I hate when the Irish lose a big recruit? Yes, sure. It's not going to be the end-all be-all of my mood. It's just not. Let's see who's on the team when we kick off against Miami, and I will root for those guys.
That's a very sane way to approach
I have to, because I was watching a couple of these podcasts about this kid from Tennessee, and you got these big, fat, grown men losing their just flipping out, calling this kid every name.
Did he do anything illegal?
No.
Did he do anything that's even against the rules?
No.
Is he simply trying to maximize his leverage when he knows it's a pressure point? I think what drove people crazy is that, like, threatening not to play in the playoff, the biggest game. Like, why would you do that? Isn't this what you're playing for? Is to win a championship? But when would you have more leverage other than then?
Exactly.
When you know the school is the most desperate and they've got to get you the money, or the consequences are. I mean, any negotiator will tell you, you strike when you have the most leverage.
That's right, man.
And he was simply striking when he thought he had the most leverage. Is it a bad look? Possibly.
And like the Tennessee coach, Josh Heupel, he did the right thing too. He let him go. You're going to hold out. I'm going to let you go. These are lessons that these kids will learn. He can be a cautionary tale maybe to other kids, whatever it is.
But there will be other coaches who cave to the pressure.
100%. Sean Lewis. maybe snag this guy. For me, Benny, like, it's like the whole Magungwa thing. Remember, everyone got so mad and then Magoon's like, actually, I'm going to stay. Right? Tell me who your starting five is, Dutch, and I'm going to root for those guys. It's the only way I can do it.
What if, like, they get to the Final Four and then
he says, I'm not playing?
Magoon goes, hey, I'm not playing unless I have more money.
I might have a difference of opinion then.
Yeah.
But, as the following of the NIL, I don't know the fix. I don't know. I don't even have a general idea of how you fix what's going on right now. If it, in fact, needs fixing, and I think a lot of people would say that it does, I am straight up, head in the sand,
with you.
Blinders, like, let me know who's on the team. I'll root my ass off for those guys because I realize they want to be here. And guess what? They're probably not going to be here next year. But that's just kind of where my head's at with it. I cannot rake these kids over the coals for making decisions about their future. I just can't. I put my sons in that position. I can't say with any certainty that I wouldn't be helping them do the same thing. I can't. I would like to think that I would have instilled maybe a little bit more, but I don't know what kind of opportunities await them. How can I say for sure? A lot of people saying this stuff too, Benny, have never had the opportunity to go make life-changing money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. You're saying this from your ivory tower. You have never, ever, I'd say 98% of the people that are weighing in the most have never been faced with that crossroads. What do I do? And so also there's all this scrutiny and media and everything else. Yeah, man, they're making life-changing money. A lot of us I'll never be faced with all right, Woodsy, should you take the $3 million or should you do something else? It's never going to happen to me. So it's real easy for us to sit here and point fingers. But I'm just going to go head in the sand on it, man. I really am. Let me know who's on the squad with the jersey on, and I'll be rooting for those guys.
You mentioned Magoon Guat. Speaking of the Aztecs, Kawhi looked happy last night at the Padres game.
He did look like a natural.
Was that with him? Jamal Franklin?
Yeah, I texted my buddies. I said, hey, look, it's one of the most electric Aztecs to ever play in the program, and Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh.
I loved Kawhi Leonard. He just wasn't – he was a quiet double machine.
Yeah.
Jamal Franklin would turn the game on its ear.
Which one do you want as the assistant general manager of the
who's got more money?
The program.
Kawhi Leonard.
Exactly.
That's who you want.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, guys, researchers from the University of British Columbia have used some data from the American Time Use Survey, which recorded thousands of people and how they spent time across more than 100 different activities. And these students took all of that information and they created a formula for the best day ever. Okay. How to have the best day ever. It includes 6 hours with family, 2 hours with friends, 1.5 hours of extra socializing. I don't know exactly how they define that, because that sounds like 3.5 hours with friends.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
2 hours of exercise, 1 hour.
2 hours of exercise on what planet?
1 hour of eating and drinking with less than 6 hours of work, only 1 hour of screen time, and nothing more than a 15-minute commute. That all adds together to make the perfect day. They even have a formula. BDE equals FAM 6 plus FR2 plus SOC 1.5. Et cetera, et cetera. Does that sound like the best day ever?
I'll give you 6
hours. 6 hours with your family.
No. In 3 hours.
I need 8 hours with my family.
I don't want to spend that much time with people at all.
Well, 6 hours with your family, then 2 hours with friends, and then another hour and a half of social.
That's 9.5 hours of socializing with either your family or friends.
Too much.
It's way too much. And then 2 hours of exercising. I was proud of myself when I get in 30 minutes.
30, 45, yeah.
Two hours?
I have a 40-minute basketball game today. I'm like, great. You told me I got to go work out for an hour and a half
before
before that?
Only an hour of eating?
Where are naps? Where's naps in here? Because a nap is a part of a perfect day. Also, alone time.
Golf. Watching TV.
Silence.
1 hour of screen time. What if I wanted to watch like the Padres game? So I only get to watch 1 hour of it?
Few innings.
That's it. I got to pick my 1 hour of the game that I get to watch.
Everybody's perfect day is different. You can't formulate.
You can't form it. You cannot come up with a formula.
They basically equated it to be fit, fun, and available to hang out with people. I don't know that makes it a perfect day, though.
It's weird that they have a formula for it. My perfect day is sleeping in till about 6:30, which is about the best I can do. Having a big, nice breakfast, playing with my kids, putting them down for a nap, taking a nap myself, waking up, killing more time by watching a baseball game, then ordering in a big fat Italian meal, then going to bed at 7:15. That's the perfect day. I mean, like, it does not get any better than
no lunch.
No, I'll eat the lunch.
You had a big breakfast, and a big Italian dinner. Did you just skip lunch, or
I might have skipped lunch?
Hot beef.
Get a hot beef sandwich. No, that's a perfect day. Perfect day. The nap, the mid Saturday.
But if you did that every day, you get tired of it. I think the perfect day requires you have to have variety.
No,
you can't just do the perfect day every day. I wouldn't want to play golf every day.
No,
but if I never got to play golf because it wasn't part of my perfect day, then I'd be sad.
That's 6 hours easy.
But so I wouldn't want to do it every single day. Yeah. But I wouldn't want my perfect day every day not to include golf either.
Would your perfect day be spent alone?
No, I definitely want some interaction.
Family
I just don't want 9.5 hours of interaction.
I really don't either. It's too much.
No one really wants 9.5 hours.
I don't really have friends I'd want to spend like 3 hours with either.
No, best day ever. Not perfect day. They're going with best day ever.
Best day ever.
It says a 15-minute commute. I'm telling you right now, my best day ever does not involve any commute because there's no
commute,
work.
There's no work. Yeah. I don't know. Having a good, like a fun show when you know that there's some good stuff to talk about.
That makes for a good day, not best day ever.
Not best day ever.
Best day ever is going to be a Saturday when you're not working, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be part of a work day.
That's right. That's right.
People are can't believe 7:15 that you would go to bed on your best day ever.
Oh.
It's too early for people.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I see 9 these days, it's a miracle. I did fall asleep last night.
He goes, did Luis Ariz hit a home run? He goes, right after the second Tatis one. Did you not see that either?
I vaguely remember Tatis's homer. I turned the TV off and I put Jesse in my ears. I don't want to tell him. He actually put me to sleep last night. I fell asleep listening to Jesse.
Is that an insult?
I don't know. Or is that job well done?
Compliments?
Job well done. Part of my perfect day.
All right. That's it for today. Got a Big League Wednesday tomorrow. Does that mean Brett Boone?
It does.
Brett Boone tomorrow at 8:35. Braden's coming up next for executive producer Paul Reindl and Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Tuesday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.